Oh man, something's going wrong. Oh man, something's going wrong. I wonder why the volume's not playing. Is your volume playing on mine? No, on mine. That's what I'm asking you. Can you look at mine and see if the volume is playing? Okay, so that's this.
Part of Sacramento. We're all together. We're an umbrella. But he was under that without no gang ties. But he didn't participate. You done been at the friends with us. You've been in the meetings with us. You work out with us. You party with us. He didn't participate. So instead of getting him off the yard, he had to run that back-to-back fade. Even though the first young homie wore him out. But still, he had to catch that second one. But after that, he decided he didn't want no parts of the Sacramento umbrella. It's like, y'all doing too much. I'm out. But still, that right there, as far as prison goes and politics, I played my part. I played my part. I went through all the levels to where, I mean, young homies come to me. So I got a lot of little brothers. I'm everybody's big brother in there.
And as far as like a lot of the tension, like between the different races, whether it be the white boys or the Southern Hispanics, do you think a lot of it's tied into just the drugs in prison? You know what I mean? As far as everything's based on economics or trying to control the yard, because a lot of people are like, so-and-so runs this yard and that yard. Well, and I know in the feds, you go back east, it's different, man. It's all based on economics. You know what I mean? It ain't, you do have gangs, but it's all it's geographic. It's a little bit different.
I'm gonna be honest. Most of the problems that happen are behind drugs in prison. Most of the problems that happen are behind
somebody
drugs.
Owing somebody.
Somebody owing somebody, because you have like when I first came to prison, I was putting in work, always in the hole and everything, and I realized, man, I'm only selling 50 balls and 100 balls, man. There's a level above this, and I'm trying to realize why I'm not getting in. So my older cousin, who's from the Heights, you probably know him, Stephen, Free Stephen Stowers. That's my cousin, but still, he opened the book of hustle to me in prison. He taught me how to hustle in prison. So, and then he told me, what was wrong. And what was wrong is I was running around here putting in work thinking that was something. But the ballers is not going to let you in because you're a problem child. They'll throw you a crumb and be like,
attention.
Yeah, they'll throw you a crumb and be like, yeah, I know you're going to do something. Here you go. And just, keep it cool. But so once I learned to humble myself somewhat and then use my mind, they started putting me on. So I was in the pen eating. I was in Califat one time and had like 1,800 cash in the cell. Even though I ain't a lot, but that's in the cell. I took a picture throwing up the beat and put it on Facebook. Man, the next day the goon squad was at my door.
That quick, huh?
Man, that quick. They kicked in the door.
Oh, shit.
They kicked in the door. Basically, we say kicked in the door, but they just slung the cell door open. And they snatched me and my cellie, Mikey GP from Skyline out and put us on the wall. They said, who Kurt Luminous? my cellie he had his face against the wall. He said, and busted up laughing. So, they knew it was me, but I had to, I can talk about it now, but I had the money up somewhere else. And so they didn't get it. But they had a feeling because when they had me in the shower talking about bend over, squat, and cough, they got this thing where if they believe you got something, they be like, make it wink. So they want you to bend over, squat, cough. They cough louder. All right, make it wink. So at the end of the day, yeah. So that didn't work.
So is it as far as like in the state is cause I growing up in Sacramento, some of my best partners were Mexican, man. And I told dudes, I had a Mexican cellie in the feds, and they was tripping because they like, what you doing? The LA dudes like, what you doing with Mexican? But man, we from up north. It's different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We function in the neighborhood. It's like Mexican be like, what's up, my nigga? Too. We like family, so it's a little bit different. And I kicked it with some of the cats like the Daniels. I was able to sit over there because we from up north, just because the way I did my program. But is it the same where you was at as far as in the state? Is the Northern Mexicans kind of cool? Is it was it cool or different than dealing with the guys from down south? Did you notice the difference?
In general,
geographically?
Yeah. In general, where we from, the Asians say nigga, the Northerners say nigga more than us.
Yeah.
They call each other niggas more than us, period. The white boys even say nigga that grew up around us, so that's really nothing to us, but somebody else will hear that and be like, whoa. So, geographically, like certain Norteños, they act like Southsiders. We don't really we don't get along because them the ones that are calling the shots or trying to influence all the rest because they're the structured ones. I don't really get along with them, but the ones that grew up, like you were talking about, that'd be like, what's up with it, bro? Those ones, yeah, we cool. But I done been in like 3 riots with them. So something changed in like 05, I think. 05, 06, they started, we blacks and Norteños started getting into it all up and down California. And things, changed. But it's not no immediate tension with them. It never is. But they just like us. And they bring it too.
And then as far as like the white boys, there's no interaction.
Nah, ain't no interaction. Unless you on a lower level. You got like OGs or something that they might be on the yard playing guitar or something together, or they church buddies or law library, or they might be in an older sports league or something like that. But as far as interaction, the only time you're going to see a black and a white boy talking is about some legal stuff or some drugs or something. And you can pretty much tell what's going on by the characters because prison is a process of repetitiveness.
That's right. Yeah. So there you guys have it, man. A little bit of politics about the state, the state institutions, man. A lot different than the feds, and just how people communicate, man. And the bottom line is, stay your ass on the streets, man. So you ain't got to deal with all the ignorance, man. The bullshit, Big Hurt, Young Dirt, Prison Talk. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.
So therefore, you keep striving when you step out and hit the ground 10 feet or 10 toes, running. Life ain't so bad, I guess. No kids, 34. Some say I'm blessed. I was in prison more than half of my life. So out the window, what I see, life passing me by. You living easier than me currently. I'm just waiting for the day that I raise out the grave. Yeah, they gave me a shovel, and I took it to heart and dug it back. Motivation still strong. 10 pistols couldn't kill that. Chase things that the average take for granted, like punching 7 digits. Yeah, I'm coming over granted. Or jumping in the whip and just riding, heading nowhere. Trying to find perfection, hope I know it when I get there. Until then, I'm trapped, a crawl dead in the cage. A disappointed dreamer, but nobody finna stop me. Could you fathom how I'm living? Teardrops in my eyes, but I smile. It's another day I'm here and they ain't died. Chasing perfection. Hope I know it when I get there. They say that when I paint the picture, it be like good poetry. I recite what I was taught by dudes way before me. Cutthroat dudes having cutthroat offsprings. Looking in the mirror, he is spitting image of me. Hoping I don't wait one day and have a mess of selling. Little bro getting close. You just got about the county. Mama barely holding on. Dreams of being proud of me is no longer going on. A sad thing to see. The whole cycle repeats like we stuck in the clock, and it ain't easy being me. I done seen a whole lot. Fresh out the sandbox. I was doomed to die trying. Family tree was all hustlers. And boy, I needed mine. Do the money bring perfection? Or do it play with minds? From my imperfect view in imperfect times, I'm striving for perfection, trying to be a better me. But how you expect me to be cool when all I know is the streets? Chasing perfection. Honey. I've been sharing stories and it's just seeming like it's one way and all that. But don't get it twisted, man. There's stories where niggas took L's and shit. You know, one time, I was in Solano level 3 yard with me. It goes down. It goes down so much, nigga, I came from a level 4 to Solano, level 3. And nigga, I was in the hole in 2 weeks for a ride with the Southsiders. So, on top of that, we was on lockdown for riots with the Northerners. So every 90 days, somebody has to mandatory come off a lockdown. Every 90 days. So we was guaranteed a riot every 90 days, either with the Southsiders or the Northerners. And this is in 05. So I ended up catching a staff assault. That's a different story. But I catch a staff assault. I'm going to the hole for about 11 months. So I get back on the yard. I went the homie up against the wall, the homie from the hood, and I'm letting him hear some of my songs and shit. I'm letting him hear my shit, and I've been in the hole right, check me out. So all of a sudden, we up on against the building, all of a sudden, a pack of like 5 Southsiders, they come around the corner. But they would understaff escort because we on lockdown already because they didn't, I guess the blacks and the Southsiders got into it on the basketball court. So after so often, you gotta let them off of lockdown so they can move around, control movement. So that's with an escort, no cuffs though. So when they come around the corner, I see him, I'm telling the homie, I said, what is it, Northerners or Southsiders? He was like, I don't know. I said, well, shit, I'm on point. So they go to the building like they about to go in the building because the police about to let them in the building. Next thing you know, man, the ones in the back, they got to whispering some shit. I seen it though. I told them, watch. Next thing they broke, bam. One ran at me. When I seen a knife, I seen a knife. Shit, I ran at him like, man, fuck this shit. And he ain't about to cut me up. So nigga, I ran to him. We start thumping. And I slipped. When I slipped, he got on top of me. He was trying to give me the business. He was, man, it was a tug of war with the motherfucking, with his wrist. Because he was trying to, So, next thing you know, I slipped. I mean, I was helpless almost. Next thing you know, some blacks came and helped me, got that motherfucker off me, got him up off me. When we did our motherfucking thing, but still, I didn't even know these blacks that came to help me. Then one of the dudes that was in it was a zebra killer, rest in peace now, well, one of them. But shit, he was a legend in that motherfucker too. He did his motherfucking thing. Then there was a couple other dudes. They did their thing. One dude, the drunk dude, he got punched all in his back. They put him in a cell with me in the hole. This motherfucker had blood coming out his eyes, like tears of blood. I don't even know how that happened. But this homie, he was the one I was rapping to. When the smoke cleared, after we was doing our thing with the one that tried to cut me, we go to the side, bam. When the smoke cleared from all the little blocks and all that shit and pepper spray, that nigga, we heard the police went over to the homie, was like, hey, we need a gurney for this one, stat. Man, my homie got sliced, like, he got sliced all in the face, all in the neck, all in the back. So, man, when I seen it and when he stood up, man, he looked like Zipper Face. Zipper Face. Fucked me up. Then when they took me to the hospital, we was passing by. So they had me cuffed up. But then we walking by and he in the bed. And they moved a little bit. And he had like gauze on his neck. When he moved a little bit, man, blood came out. I was like, oh, hell no. So, man, it just like I can do some real shit or it can get real. It goes both ways. Dirty way, go. What's happening, man? I was some of my subscribers, man. I've been missing y'all, man. I try to post consistent. You know, if I ain't posting, now I'll drop something that I had in the vault or something like that. But you know, real life, real life has a way to take you this way, that way, and sometimes you gotta find yourself and recenter yourself. So the story might not be this story right here, but it might be more like this story right here. You know, check this one out. So ever since I dropped the video about Islam and my experiences, and y'all got to bear with the outside noise because I had to dip in the cut, so I hit my little magic stick and really just expound on this story. I want y'all to get the full story because it was a cold lesson. So I ain't gonna say like the setting and all that, but we gonna say it's in prison. And this dude, man, he been on this yard 15 plus years, right? 15. He been in this prison damn near 20, but this yard, 15 plus years. Actually more like 10, but 5 on the other, but 15 plus years. He know everything going on, right? And he approached me. He like, man, I need help. I need help get some stuff, right? I'm like, what is it? He says tobacco. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get this tobacco. It's nothing. I'm 6 months to the house. I shouldn't even be thinking like this. This is a true story. Shouldn't even be thinking like this. So anyhow, the plan is I'm about to go out to this visitor room and get these things of tobacco. And it ain't no big deal. I mean, shit. That's all it is, tobacco. So my boy getting married, man. This is embarrassing. My boy getting married. So anyhow, man, I'm sitting at the table with my OG homie, with the big homie, and I go to the wedding. So when I go to the wedding, I pick them up for their location. Bam, I get them with the tobacco. Man, next thing you know, I go to sit back down with the older homie, and you can see the podium. In this prison, you can see the podium, like how you can see, like they're looking at the cameras, but then they're looking out at the visiting room at you, so they can look at the camera and look at you. So when I sit back down, I see it looking at the camera and pointing at me. I said, it's all bad. It's all bad. So when they come cuff me up in this damn visiting room, they say, what took you so long? I was like, ain't that a bitch? What took me so long? I didn't even tell my celly what I was about to do. So what that let me know, that same motherfucker that approached me with the motherfucking move is the same motherfucker set me up. And then on top of that, there was somebody else doing something, and they had some stuff they shouldn't have had, period. So he could have easily sacrificed me, because here goes, and this is for if everybody, if you approach like this, that shit could have been anything. When I grabbed that shit, it could have been anything wrapped in the bundles. They put me on potty watch for a couple of days, but they knew they had the tobacco. But that could have been anything. I would have been done. I would look like an idiot. I look like an idiot even participating in that. So, the thing is, man, you got to, even the person that gives you the move will set you up. It happened to me. 30 with it. Go. Drivers, man, I'm out here in Alabama, man. Freezing out here, but I had to tell y'all this story. Because this story right here, go crazy. Nah, it don't go crazy. But this story right here, though, first off, shout out to the kid, man. I've been meaning to give you a shout out, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to, if I remember right, TD, 2900. Shout out to you. Shout out to Couch. Man, shout out to Scott. Weird guy, I don't know where you at, man. You been missing, man. And shout out to Further Dad. And shout out to all the new subscribers checking in, because I know I've been doing some recruit subscribers. So I'm trying to get to this 1,000, man. And I need y'all help to get to at least 1,000 subscribers by doing what I do. But this story right here going crazy. This is about how I almost escaped. Out of juvenile hall. So, I'm in maximum security juvenile hall at this time. If you're from Sacramento, then you know I was in a cell with a cat named May. May, they call him Stacks. But he was my cellie in juvenile hall. Stacks. So, he was my cellie in juvenile hall. Back then he wasn't that. He was just May, my partner. So, they come to the cell, right? They like, hey man, you got an attorney visit. I'm like, I got an attorney visit? I'm like, ooh, that's what's up. So when I go to the attorney visit, like the visits in juvenile hall maximum security are a little bit different, because you can't touch nothing. It's through glass. So the first thing happened with my attorney, see, this ain't my attorney, first off. My attorney was some old miserable black dude. So he like, man, what is you doing up in here? Why is you not in the other unit? I said, I don't know. You tell me. He said, man, I'm getting you out today. Fuck this shit. And he was real passionate about me in maximum security. He was real passionate. I'm like, yeah, whatever you say. Yeah, you right. You right. So, man, I go back to he said, we're going to get you out today. Your parents are going to be out in the lobby. They're going to come to court. You're getting out today. I'm like, ooh, that's what's up. Shit. Man, these robberies, whoo. I'm getting out. Okay. So then next thing you know, man, I go to they called me out to court, right? They called me out to court. It ain't my court date. I'm going to big boy court. I ain't going to juvenile hall court. I'm going to big boy court. So, man, next thing you know, man, I'm going to court. So I had braids at the time. Man, I get to try to take my braids out. I'm like, ooh, I'm about to get up out this motherfucker. So, right before you go to court, there's another room on the side like the holding tank that you wait right before you go. So I'm like, I'm really about to get up out this motherfucker. I'm juiced. I'm talking to the other dude up in there with me. I'm like, shit. He like, what you gonna do? I said, as soon as they let me out, I'm gonna just keep walking straight out the lobby and straight to the street and keep on running. I'm gonna run. So, man, right before I was about to go to court, dude came, looked in the hallway. He said, hey, man, you're the wrong guy, man. And he was out of there. That's the last time I seen him. So I realized I had almost escaped, and I had no idea why. But I had to think back. Actually, not even think back. I remember when I was younger, and I had another case. I mean, I had a petty ass shoplifting case, and that petty ass shoplifting case, when I was sitting in the lobby getting ready to go to court, man, my motherfucking lawyer came out. He was like, "Don't look good for you, buddy. Don't look good." I'm like, "What? I mean, I only stole some pants, man. What the fuck you mean? What do you mean it don't look good?" He said, "Man, I don't know how to tell you this, but they're talking about 5 to 10 years." I was like, "Wow." So then I got to reading the paperwork. I'm like, "Oh, did a snatch the purse in the parking lot of Grant High School, and the birthday didn't match up." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "This ain't me, man. This ain't me." He looked at it. He said, "Oh, it sure ain't." Because at that time I was about like 11, 12, something like that. So it wasn't me. So fast forward. Now, the reason why that lawyer came is because somebody with the same name as me was going to court, and he had a petty ass charge, and he was about to get out. They was going to get him out. That's why it didn't make sense. Robbery. I don't know what the fuck he was in there for. So then I didn't think lightning would strike twice, but it did. So I'm going to court, to the adult court. Man, they transport you from juvenile hall, they transport you to adult court. Like people that got robberies, murders, assault batteries, shit like that. You're going to maximum security. So, man, when I'm coming back, because they have the sheriff's transfer, the sheriff will pick you up from the juvenile hall and take you to the county jail. So on the way back from the county jail, I'm standing, they didn't uncuff me, I'm standing in the hallway, ready to go back to the unit, to maximum security. They said, "Hey, what's your name?" I said, "My name." They said, "Curtis." They said, "Okay, yeah, your stuff is in the room right there, so go ahead and dress out, and your folks in the lobby waiting for you." I said, "For real?" All right. And I turned to walk, because I was gonna put on old boy clothes, and I was gonna be gone. So right when I turned to walk, the two female sheriffs, both of them rest in peace too, because I don't know if you know, but in Sacramento County Jail back in the days, it was two female sheriffs. They used to do transportation, and they used to be driving hella fast and crazy. But they must have turned that van over, flipped it, and that was the end of their story. But then they seen me about to go dress out. They was like, liar, pants on fire. So it's gonna find out that motherfucker was getting out the same time I was coming back from court. What's the odds of that? It's hella people with my name. But you know what? I almost escaped out that bitch. Dirty weather. Go! And what's up with my subscribers, man? I appreciate y'all, man. Shouts out to all my new subscribers that came from the divorce court, that came from Steve Wilco, and that came from Big Hurt. Shouts out to y'all, man, and shouts out to my loyal subscribers. Been there from the beginning when I didn't have hardly any subscribers. But man, this story right here is about the only lie that I told on TV. The only one. And I'm going to tell you why it's bothering me, why I got to put it out there. Because these TV shows, man, if you give them a chance, they will exploit you. They will exploit you and let you sacrifice yourself all in front of America, right? And this is why. So behind the scenes, I was talking to their little big producer. Her name is Gina. She is a two-faced snake. But anyhow, we looked on Craigslist, and we called in, told the show our story. They hear stories, they filter them out on a high level. And if you notice, Steve Wilkos has a lot of black couples. Period. Hell of them. Just note that in. So next thing you know, they was more curious on how me and my wife met. We met when I met my wife on a cell phone. I was in the pen with my phone calling chat lines, trying to meet somebody. And I met my wife. So that was got what got their antennas going up. Then I talked to her about how she wanted to know, how do you get the phones? With a smile, I'm like, back in the days we had this one move where we get the phones in the Pringle can, and then certain amount of money, but still the thing is, she wanted me to tell this story on TV in front of America, and I thought I could tell her hella different other little stories to get her to go away from that story. But hell no, she want to hear that story. So when they fly us out there, all the way from Connecticut. I mean, they fly us out there from Sacramento all the way to Connecticut. And as soon as we get there, you would think that they're going to give you a chance to sleep, recoup. That's a cross-country flight. Hell no. They brought us straight into the studio, offered us some food, some cigarettes, and then I told her straight up, Gina, man, I don't think I can be going on TV telling that story. She said, look, that's the reason why you're here. Basically, I ain't got no choice. But to tell this story. She forcing me to tell it. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna do it. I'll get back on the plane. I ain't doing it. So she leaves and she comes back, goes talk to her. She leaves, goes up producer, come back. She said, all right, what else you got? So I tell her some other stories. She was like, them stories is cool, but I want the Pringle can story. So I'm looking deep down inside myself, I can't do this. I can't go out like this. She's trying to punk me. So next thing you know, that night when we go back to the hotel room, I go get me a blunt, and I think about it, man. So I call a loved one that's still inside prison. I call him because I needed his insight. I'm like, bro, man, look, this is what they're doing, man. This is what they're doing. They're trying to force me to tell an old move that we used to do. This move is 12, 13, 14 years old, but I don't feel like putting it out there like that. He said, bro, look, you're about to be on TV. Make something up. I said, make something up. He said, yeah, man, make something up, man. Say the drones dropped it. I was like, the drones dropped it. Now, I heard of drones dropping phones in prison and all that, but I never seen it myself or done it. So when I got on Steve Wilkos and said something about the drones dropping at my job and all that, that was bullshit. Because the next morning, when I went back, after I talked to him and I figured it's no harm, no foul, fuck him. So when we get to the studio the next morning, and she agrees. I'm not going to tell the Pringle can story. I'm going to tell the drone story. That drone story replaced the Pringle can story. And then on top of that, man, she was giving my wife a hard time because my wife, she ain't an actor like that. She ain't been on TV. Neither have I. But I'm natural at this shit. I don't give a. I'm a natural. I'm loose with it. My wife's a little stiff, so she come and tell me, look, your wife is dull. I'm like, my wife is dull. She said the show is on your shoulders. I'm like, damn, that felt like a little pressure right there. So what I'm gonna do? Man, I stepped to the motherfucking plate, and hence I was on divorce court. I recorded divorce court first, but Steve Wilkos, that was later, but it aired before divorce court. So I had already been on TV on the divorce court. Actually, wife had been on TV too, but it hadn't aired yet. So, man, the worst thing I realized is that if she was willing to sacrifice me and let me go on TV and jeopardize my safety like that, I was like, man, this is a dirty wench. This is a dirty female, man. So now when I look at Steve Wilkos, I look at Steve Wilkos a whole lot different because they exploiting minorities at a high level at that show. Then on top of that, there was that shit green shirt that they had me in. That shit pukey green shirt
that they had me wearing. I looked up, and because they give you the clothes and then you got to take them off and give them back. Versus divorce court, they dress you up. And what they dress you up in, you get to keep that shit. So I had some polo gear and everything from divorce court. Steve Wilco, they want their shit back. So when I gave them all so I look up like 2 months, not even 2 months later, like 3 weeks later, and I see a dude on the show come appear on the show. He wearing the same Dookie Green shirt they had me wearing. So I'm like, Steve Wilco is a motherfucking meat factory. I didn't want to comment before, like how I did the thoughts after the divorce court. This thoughts after Steve Wilco, though, man, it just wasn't worth it. The way they went in on my wife in the comments, and then the way they tried to exploit us, it really wasn't worth it. And you don't get paid that much. This is what they do. They'll give you like you get 2 gift cards a piece. Each gift card got like $150 on it. Matter of fact, I think we each got $150 a piece. It was some punk shit. It wasn't like divorce court. Divorce court, they gave us like a stack. But the Steve Wilco, man, they gave us some cheap ass shit. Luckily for me, I was building a platform, so I had a backup plan what to do after receiving exposure on that show. So, but just think about all the other people that don't have no backup plan. They just going to be on TV and they ain't got no direction after that. Man, they being exploited, man. So if you thinking about going on talk shows and shit like that, don't go on Steve Wilco unless you have an ulterior motive. If you have an ulterior motive, then feel free. But if not, man, that's Steve Wilco is a meat factory. And I don't care if you see this, Steve. I don't care. So, anyhow, man, that was the lie I told on TV. The drones. That was straight bullshit. And everybody that knows me, they was probably dying like a motherfucker inside because they know there ain't had no damn drone coming to prison. Everybody would have do that on the yard. So, anyhow, man, dirty weather. Go. Is that a drone? Give it. Drop the phone. Got it. Hey, what's happening with my subscribers on this day? Let's see. I'm in New Mexico and it's freezing. This video right here, is strictly about y'all and how much I appreciate y'all. So, because I'm at 225 subscribers, man. And I don't think y'all realize how much I appreciate it, man. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, I look at people that got 225,000 subscribers, and I can give a damn. I got 225, and I worked for it, and I'm appreciative like that. So this video right here, you gonna remember it because I wrote it on a Taco Bell. Taco Bell receipt. Everybody that I know has been commenting, just supporting me, pushing me, giving me, encouragement to keep going. Because building a channel is a process. So first off, man, weird guy from high school. I don't know where you at. You ain't been commenting, but you was there from the beginning. Matt Cabral, straight 90. Man, I looked down in the comments, and you was one of the first people that ever commented. G Montana. Man, the young homie Trey, that's my young partner right there, man. And he come through. When I be feeling down, he come through with the comments, pick me right back up. Man, the kid, good looking out, man. J.R. Minor. That's what's up, man. J.R. Minor be coming through. The homie B Perkins, man. That's my bro right there. Me and that boy, man, we didn't been Sellies in the pen. We didn't been on. Remember the story where I was talking about homies? We was tying homies up. I remember one time Beef came in. We had to jump him. That's my bro, man. G-Way, that's my bro too. I appreciate you. I just want to let you know, man. I appreciate the support that you be giving me. Rocky Kniff, Scott Atkins, man, you there front and center, man. You've been like my silent advocate. Scott Atkins, Brandon B, man, that's my man. I appreciate you, Brandon. What do you know? TD 2900. My dog. That's what's up, man. I appreciate the support, man, and the love. Be Masons. Be Mason. That's when I went to Tennessee. I went to Planet Fitness. Man, you damn near changed my life, man. And I'm glad that I met you in that Planet Fitness, in that little massage chair. I appreciate that, man. Fernandad, my Libra twin. I'm spent. See, the thing about a lot of my subscribers right now, a lot of them, because I've been on, first show I was on was Big Hurt. No. First show I was on that I appeared on was Steve Wilco. No. Excuse me. Big Hurt. Then after Big Hurt, I was on Steve Wilco. Then after Steve Wilco, I was on Divorce Court. So my subscribers are, a lot of them come from the different avenues that I created. So it's a beautiful thing that they have a place to come and hear more of just the Young Dirt story. Because a lot of people thought I was lying and shit, or it wasn't, or that wasn't me. Hey man, that's me. I'm a real dude, man, and I don't walk around with scars. You got people been in prison, they walk around, they hard, they mad at the world. That ain't me. I'm too, like I said before, I am too happy, and I try not to jump into no molds that nobody else built. So the mold is, you've been in prison a long time, and you were a convict, you were on a level 4, you didn't done this, you didn't done that. Yeah, I was a class grade A fuck up in there, but that doesn't make me bitter at all. Billy McGill, what's up, man? Appreciate the love. My boy Ja. Ja, man, you my silent hero too, more than you know, man. But that's everybody I wrote down on this list. And I appreciate the new subscribers because it's been going up and up and up. And I appreciate y'all, and I hope to give y'all content that you can use, content to make you laugh, and y'all grow with me, because the thing is, I just now learned about what's it called? It's called the Patreon app, and I'm learning about other stuff to enhance the channel. And you know, it ain't easy when you're doing it by yourself and you always on the road. It ain't easy. But I look forward to giving you a lot more content, a lot more stuff to share. If you have any suggestions of any stories, you can, feel free to give me whatever on this video right here. Man, give me whatever comments, give me whatever feedback, whatever suggestions. I'm open to all of that. But once again, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get to work on these Dirty Weather Gone t-shirts and this story right here shirts. So anybody that got any suggestions on how to enhance, feel free to get at me. Dirty Weather, go. Coated in the polar bear's ass cheeks, go. And what's happening with my subscribers on this Friday night, man? Y'all don't know what I've been through, man. That Tennessee stuff, man. Put it like this. When I got to Tennessee, man, I ran my codes on my Durango. That one right there. Man, I had like 4 codes. I got to tinkering with shit. Next thing you know, I had 5. Then I tinkered with some more shit. I had 23 codes. I was already thinking about leaving my pole car on the side of the road, like, fuck it. But I woke up one morning and was like, you know what? I'm about to do this shit again. And I changed all the spark plugs, as y'all knew. And then I changed the throttle position sensor. Next thing you know, my shit running like a dream. Man, that's what's up. I think the computer had to relearn some shit. But anyhow, I ain't told no story in a few days, man. And I was kind of missing y'all, man. So this story right here is basically like, it's pertaining to like people from Sacramento in particular, but people from everywhere, but people from Sacramento in particular. This is about how I learned how to make a penitentiary knife. the first time because I didn't know because the situation hadn't presented itself for me to learn. So what happened is this. So I had never, I shoot dice a little bit. I throw my stones a little bit. I go crazy with the dice. So we on a penitentiary. We on a level 4 yard. Level 4 yard. And it's still kind of amazing me that people still shoot dice. I mean, that people shoot dice, period, on a 4 yard. I shot dice at Burbank High School on Florin Road in South Sacramento. That's where I learned how to shoot dice. But anyhow, so we shooting dice on the yard. Now, I'm thinking that the police would trip if they see motherfuckers shooting dice. Man, at this penitentiary, Salinas Valley Level 4, man, them police is not fucking with you. So, therefore, we got a big old crowd around this motherfucking table, and I'm shooting dice. Man, listen, all I had was $4. I had a pack of cigarettes, and I think I asked somebody to borrow that pack of cigarettes so I can get in a dice game. And this is dude from Inglewood, Tiny Loco. Later down the line, I learned about politics and how Bloods and Sac Bloods and how we all function together. But at this time, Tiny Loco, he hitting everybody at the dice table. So I get my little pack of Camels. Back then, pack of Camels was like $4. Man, I get in a dice game and I start licking. Bam! I'm hitting. I hit everybody at the table with this $4 pack of humps. I got everybody money except for Tiny Loco. So it's me and Tiny Loco left, and we shooting dice. Bam, bam. He ain't even getting in, man. I'm telling you, I'm backdooring fours, talking shit. I'm hitting. I can't fall off. I can't miss a point. So I guess in the midst of all this, Tiny Loco getting mad because the homie G was like, "Hey man, hey Dirk, come on man, let's go." So, I'm 18 years old. I'm a young nigga. G, he from Old Park. He older. I mean, he like a big bruh. Because, I'm learning politics in prison. Everything between, like, my hood, Del Paso Heights, and Old Park, when you hit the pen, that shit is out. That shit is out. We all 916. So, therefore, G like, man, dice game over because it's starting to get hostile because they mad because I'm a young, I ain't even got hair on my face and I'm hitting the dice game. So the homie G like, man, we up out of here, man. This one right here. I'm like, so look, Tiny Loco. After this one, I'm gonna give you a chance at winning this back, and after that, I'm gone because the homies is like, I gotta go. Man, he didn't even get close to hitting. I took everything else he had. So next thing you know, G and Tiny Loco start having words. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm from Del Paso Heights. G is from Old Park. But it's like, this nigga from Old Park, it's my big bro. He got my motherfucking back. So I gotta listen. And then the homie T from Old Park. These is Old Park niggas. I'm from the Heights. So whatever shit that I had on the streets, this is all fucking me up because it's letting me know how real it is. So next thing you know, niggas get to squaring off at the table. We going around, we flexing, we what's it called? When you posturing. Niggas is posturing at the table. Next thing you know, nigga, fades is called out. Nigga, I want that fade. I'm like, damn. All this shit started because I wanted to shoot dice with the LA dudes. Actually, it was Crips at the table, but it was LA Bloods. So I'm not knowing about the difference between LA Bloods and Sac Bloods, and it's sometimes it be personal. I ain't knowing. So so when I start striking Tony Loco, taking all his money, and he starts, it start getting hostile, I seen how quick it turned bitter. So next thing you know, the homie G, he called out the fade with the nigga Bisco. So what happened is, I guess when we went in from the yard, G caught the fade with Bisco. That nigga G, I guess he tipped Bisco up, but Bisco had a black eye. G had a black eye, so I'm looking like, damn, man, this the older big bruh. He done took a fade from me and got a black eye, but he tipped the nigga up, but damn. So how could I hold on to some shit that between my hood and his hood on the streets? That shit is out. But my celly was from Oak Park. So when we went in, because the way it goes is like this. When you got morning yard is like from 9 o'clock to like 11. Then you go in from 11 to like 12:30, 12:45, then you come back out. So in the process of going in the yard, going in at the little 11 o'clock, inline or whatever, my celly, he was an emotional motherfucking wreck. I ain't gonna say his name, but emotional motherfucking wreck. This nigga, he taking it from a 0 to 100. I'm not understanding. All this shit is behind me shooting dice. Man, my silly say, look, grab that motherfucking VO5 shampoo bottle. I'm like, grab the shit, VO5 shampoo bottle. Oh, he said, empty it. So I emptied the shampoo bottle and whatever. It's plastic. So I'm like, okay, here you go. So he takes the sheet and he wraps it around his hand. He wraps it around but he making strips out the sheet. So when he wraps the sheet around his fingers, like I only got one hand. When he wraps it around his fingers, it looks like a little bun, literally looks like a little Cinnabon, but with a piece of sheet sticking out the middle. That's called a bomb. A bomb. So when you light your bomb, it gives you a flame that keeps on continuously burning. So he making a bomb. When I give him the motherfucking shampoo bottle, he takes the shampoo bottle and holds it over the bomb. Next thing you know, that shit start melting, turning black. So when it start turning black, he start forming it and shit. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, damn, this shit is melting. This is like real life plastic turning into, wow. Next thing you know, he started rolling it on the ground, rolling it. He got gloves on. He rolling it, and he melting the tip. He melting the tip, and he rolling it. I'm like, damn, this shit went from a VO5 bottle. Now it looked like a little black stick. So I'm like, ooh. So he like, yeah, watch this shit. So then he take the razor blade, and he start carving the tip. Next thing you know, this thing went from a VO5 bottle to a black turd. Looked like a knife. It was a round. It looked like basically it was a knife. It was a turd. So this motherfucker carved it up to where it was pointing, and then he rolled up the mattress and he started stabbing the mattress. I'm like, shit, this shit is real. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? I'm trying to. He like, look, man, you done hit the LA nigga. The LA niggas is about to fight the homies and shit. So next thing you know, when we come out, if the LA niggas want problems, this is what it's gonna be. So I'm like, shit, this shit is real, man. I'm only 18. I don't know about this shit. All I know is I wanted to shoot dice. I didn't know about all this, that it get real, real fast. So he make the knife. He finished the knife. He give it to me. He like, this yours. I'm like, damn, man, I'm strapped. I'm like, how am I supposed to hold it? He said, you take this knife and you put it between your ass cheeks. I'm like, put it between my ass cheeks? I'm like, how am I hold it? Though it might slip. He said, look, man, we ain't got no time for no games, man. You stick that motherfucker between your ass cheeks and you practice walking. So I put it between my ass cheeks and I started practice walking from the door to the dresser. So I guess I had a little clutchers or whatever, so the knife didn't fall out. So when we come out to the yard, I guess that's when I seen G. He had the black eye, and I'm like, you know what? If it calls for stab him up, that's what it's gonna be, because motherfuckers is getting black eyes and shit all behind Young Dirt. So anyhow, we ended up ironing it out, because the way it's supposed to go is Bloods ain't really supposed to be getting into it with each other like that in prison. You got LA Bloods, and you got Sacramento Bloods, you got Fresno Bloods, you got San Jose Bloods, you got Stockton Bloods. They all function different, but the main ones is Sacramento Bloods that represent the up north Bloods, and then you got the down south Bloods. They represented by a whole bunch of different Bloods. But we ain't supposed to be getting into it with each other when it's a bigger enemy at hand. So that's how I learned how to make knives in prison. That was the first knife. That was out of VO5 bottle, melt plastic. Yeah, dirty weather. Go.
Shouts out Tony Loco. Shouts out G. Shouts out T from Oak Park. Shouts out the homies Marcelli. I ain't gonna say his name, but shouts out to y'all. Dirty Weather. Gone. What's happening to my subscribers, man? I got love for each and every one of y'all, man. Without y'all, man, this shit wouldn't be possible, man. I would have lost motivation a long time ago. But I know y'all tuning in and y'all eager to hear, so I got to keep it coming. Plus, Divorce Court is about to air April. I don't know what week, but it's about to air. So when it air, I gotta have some videos or whatever for the subscribers and new subscribers to come check out. This story right here, though, funny as fuck. So, this story right here, I'm on a level 4 yard. Most of my stories be level 4 yard because I did 8 years level 4 before I finally got down to a level 3 where I was able to kick back a little bit. So, this story right here, man. So anyhow, I'm in Salinas Valley. This is like 2000-ish. I'm about 20. I done already, put in work and I done stuff so people know who I am. They know my little piece of ass name, right? So in this particular building I'm in, there ain't nobody from Sacramento but me. So if it was a situation involving Sacramento cats, they gonna come to me off the top. So Marcelli is from Bounty Hunters. Marcelli from Bounty Hunters. He cool nigga. I knew him from the other yard. So, we in there cooning. We good. So this nigga, Marcelli, he in the cell. Marcelli Peanut, matter of fact, he Peanut from Bounty Hunters and Casper from Nutty Block. They in there shooting dice right now in my cell. But hold on, let me go back. So what happened is this Crip nigga from Sacramento, the way Sacramento operates is if you's a Crip and you functions with Sacramento, then I got to have your back. Period. Because you function under the Sacramento umbrella. Some Crips from Sacramento, most Crips from Sacramento function with the NC car and under the Northern Crip car. So they under their own politics. So therefore they have no jurisdiction with 916. But this dude in particular, he supposedly functioned with the SAC card, but he wasn't coming to no meetings or nothing, so I didn't know. So this is where the problem was. So anyhow, S-Lo S-Lo rest in peace though. S-Lo rest in peace. I forget where he's from. And Casper from Nutty Block. They come to my cell, right? They like, man, this dude keep coming out the shower, asshole naked, in front of the tower. Because the way the showers is three sections, A, B, C. And in the middle of them sections is a shower up top and up bottom. But this Crip dude from Sacramento keeps coming out the shower, standing on the tier, asshole naked, putting baby oil on. And it's females in the tower, which is highly disrespectful. So the first time he did it, the Crips come to my cell like, what's up, man? This dude keep coming out the shower, asshole naked, and he, that's disrespectful because if the Mexicans or somebody decide to get on him, he can't even defend himself. So therefore, he out of pocket, man. What's up? He from Sacramento. And we went to get at him, and he said he runs Sacramento. He don't answer to no LA Crips or nothing like that. So I go to the yard. I go holler at the big homies. Like, what's up, man? This dude, he's saying from Sacramento, man. But he ain't never came to no meetings. I don't know about that. And they was like, yeah, he fuck with us. I'm like, shit, man. I thought I was the only nigga in the building, so I didn't have no problems. So I'm like, look, okay, I got it. So I go to his cell. I'm like, look, man, these dudes are saying you coming out here getting asshole naked, baby oiling up on the tier. Because you're supposed to baby oil in the shower. You baby oiling up on the tier, man. So I get at him. I'm like, look, big homie, man, these niggas is tripping off of you doing what you doing, man. Come on, man. You gotta do better. So this nigga say, man, fuck them niggas, man. Fuck them niggas. Fuck with nigga, I do what the fuck I want to do. I'm like, all right. So now, fast forward. Casper and Marcelli Peanut from Bounty Hunters, they in the cell shooting dice. So I'm like, hey. Next thing you know, a nigga come to the cell. He like, man, this nigga did that shit again, man. What's up, man? What you gonna do? I'm like, fuck, man. I got this reputation of a rider. I didn't put in work, so they got high expectations of me. So I grab my gloves. I put my gloves on. I step over the dice game in the cell, go out the cell. Now I'm walking down the tier. Now, mind you, this dude is way bigger than me. I ain't gonna lie. He way bigger than me. So I'm walking down the tier. I'm about to walk to him. He already in baby. He got his clothes on and everything. I'm like, I don't have no idea what I'm about to do. I have no idea. But when I walk up on him, I just was like, hey, man. This dude was like, man, you did that shit again, man. He was like, nigga, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, nigga. And he roared up on me. Spooked it at me. Word. Spooked it at me. Man, he was standing by the stairs, by the stair rail. All I know, I pushed his motherfucking ass. That motherfucker hit the tier like this. He did the Superman, like he did the Soldier Boy. He just and flew down the stairs, hit like halfway in the stairs, and then rolled to the bottom. Now, I don't know what you think about, like in the Hollywood movies or something. A motherfucker hit the stairs and he rolled, and then he lay out. Hell no. This motherfucker hit the halfway point of the stairs, rolled down to the bottom, and bounced up on his feet and got to saying, hey, that motherfucker pushed me. So as I'm walking on the top tier trying to get back to my cell, this motherfucker on the bottom tier pointing up like, this motherfucker pushed me. This motherfucker pushed me. So I get back in my cell, right? I turned the light off. I didn't give a fuck if they were shooting dice. I turned the motherfucking light off. Click. Now I'm peeking out the door. I'm peeking out the door like... When I'm peeking out the door, this motherfucker done caused a whole little ruckus in the motherfucking day room. But luckily the police never came to bother me. But I got to the yard. The homie was like, what the fuck did you do? I was like, shit, I was kind of scared. He was way bigger than me. He might have got on my shit. So I pushed him down the stairs. I did what I had to do. Anyhow, he didn't come out the cell baby oil butt ass naked no more though. I bet that. But shit, hey, that's my story. Dirty with gone. Young Dirty here. Shout out to all my subscribers. Thank y'all for checking out my channel. We doing it 100 at a time. So I'm trying to get 200 subscribers right now. I'm at about 150. So help me out though. But check me out though. I mean, I just did a motherfucking test, right? This about listening to your intuition, man. Because I sure didn't, right? I think I didn't see every scam, and I'm a natural skeptic and all this shit. So the first time I fell for a motherfucking scam was I fell for the Add a Zero scam. Because motherfuckers need bills. They need money. They gotta pay for their bills and shit. So this motherfucker was from Chicago. Came in my little inbox, man. Add a zero. I'm like, I got a little 50 to fuck up. I'm like, I ain't got 500 to turn to 5,000, but I got 50 to turn to 500. So they said, go to the MoneyGram, fill out a form, give them the reference number, make sure it's no ID pickup, and then they're gonna give you a reference number within like 20 minutes, and you go back and you get your money. Bullshit. That's straight bullshit. Yeah, I fell for it. I donated 50 to their cause, but they was from Chicago. Should have remembered that. So just recently, a bitch come in my inbox. You want to work with me? You want to work with me, daddy? Do you have a bank account? I'm like, yeah, I got a bank account. She said, we gonna funnel some money and we're gonna transfer some money to your account, and then you give us our cut and you take yours, and that's it. In the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, I got a bank account and it's negative $13. So what can they do to me? I'm calling around, I'm asking people, how can they get me? What's the hustle? What can they get? If I'm negative already, how can they get me? So the first red flag is, she goes, can I have my manager call you? He's the one that's gonna be doing the process. I'm like, that sound fishy already because you supposed to, I'm talking to you. So that already sound fishy. I told her too. I'm like, something don't seem right. She's like, it's good. So about 2 days later, not even 2 days, more like a day and a half later, this dude called me. Yeah, you was working with the girl, I forget her name, she worked with. I'm like, yeah, I'm working with her. I'm like, so what I gotta do? He said, take all the security clearances off of your account, and then I can go in and I can see the account and I can do the transfers, and I'll let you know when the first round of transfers come around. So I'm calling this, so it don't happen. I keep calling this dude. I'm like, what's up, man? What's up, man? What's the money, man? What's up? But I never really checked my online 2 days. I haven't checked my balance of my online banking yet. So this morning, because remember, I keep wondering how the fuck is they gonna get me? I'm trying to see. I'm really doing this hustle because I'm more or less I'm doing it out of curiosity, and I just wanted to know. So anyhow, here's how they get you. So they go inside your bank account, even if there's zero balance. When you change the security settings, they go in there and then they change it to where you got, if you don't have overdraft protection, now you got overdraft protection. If some people get overdraft for up to like 100, 200, some people get it up to 1,000 if they got money like that. But anyhow, so when I go and check my booking account this morning, that was negative $13. Now it's like negative $50. So they didn't really get me for that much, but they got me. So if somebody comes in your inbox talking about add a zero, or do you got a bank account, or if they say the words dear, that's another one. Them Nigerians, they be like, hello dear, we trying to send some money to you, dear. We're trapped in Africa and we're trying to get this, or we're trapped in Saudi Arabia and we're trying to get this gold out to your country, dear, and you have to pay. Man, these motherfucking scammers, they getting good. Another one that they doing is in your email. In your email, they'll try to get you to fill out a job application, tell you got a job, or they'll tell you you just got some money, but you don't got no money. It's a bait and switch, make you think you got some money coming, and then all of a sudden, when you go to try to get your money, you gotta pay them to get some money that's never gonna come. These motherfucking scammers relentless. But I'm not immune. I fell for it. Young Dirt's not immune to the scam system. But I bet you this, every time I fall for one, I get smarter and smarter. But I ain't falling for no more. Fuck that shit. The motherfuckers, now I gotta call my motherfucking bank. Gotta call US Bank and tell them I fell for this shit. I ain't telling them that. But I gotta call US Bank and tell them, man, shut this motherfucker account down, for they do too much. So I call this motherfucker back. When I call him back, it's like he got an attitude. The dude that scammed me, because he answered his phone when I called back, but he had an attitude, so I should do something. Man, fuck them scammers. If you prey on scamming people, fuck you too. Gone. So the first time I had to really do something, that was the question somebody asked me. So the first time I had to really do something on the line, the older homie said that he was going to basically give me some Pruno. All I had to do was save up my sugars. So I saved up my sugars faithfully. I'm running around asking people, buying them. I want sugars. Sugars come in the lunches that they was giving us, the state lunches. So if you get the sugar, save it up, you get enough. If you want to get like 200-300 packs, then you can make you a batch of wine. So I'll save it for a week. So when it comes time for him to give me my issue, he talking about I had to pay the debt I owed the Cribs. So I'm like, man, but what about me? Man, I went in business with you. And you just go disregard me like, little homie, get up out of here. I was like, all right. But I took it on the chin because he's the older homie from the hood. I took it on the chin. So I'm like, man, but fuck it, I want to drink still. You know, I'm still biting into this illusion of this magic prison Pruno. Man, so I do it again. Because I'm like, he ain't going to do it twice. He ain't going to play me. Man, When it came time for him to come down, I went to him. He did the same thing. He said, man, I owed them dudes, man. I owed them. I ain't got none. I'm like, hell no. So I go back to the cell steaming. I told my cellie, man, this motherfucker didn't play me twice. He was like, what you want to do? I said, I want to rob him. And it's a lesson in this story too, so go with me. So I said, I want to rob him. So he was like, what you going to do? I said, when we go to the chow hall tonight at dinner, we're going to push in front of everybody, in front of all the other owners, and then I'm going to just tell the tower, I'm going to stand in front of his cell with my back to the tower and stick my hand up, and then he'll open the door. Sure enough, it went his plan too. So I shoot back in the building. Bam. I stick my hand up, tower open the door. Man, so when the tower open the door, shit, I push up in the cell. I'm in there. Now I see Super 3s. I stacked the Clippers. I think I snatched that. No, I snatched the radio, the Clippers, and the hi-fi, some other shit. Remember, I feel just in my actions because this motherfucker didn't play me. Not once, but twice. So next thing you know, as I'm pushing back to the cell with the shit in the pillowcase, the older homies, D-Hunt, Talon and Wardell, they walk in the building, they like, Blood, what is you doing? Is you playing? I said, I ain't playing. Then I go to the cell, close the door. All of a sudden, my cellie come back. When he get back, he see that his shit up in the cell. He open the door. He like, Blood, it can't be up in here, though, because they going to come right here if he suspect us. So we take it to the homie DPH. Now, DPH, we just nicknamed him that. That ain't his name. We just nicknamed him that. Because he had something definitely wrong. Because he was in the first cell. And in the first cell, he used to keep food on the thing. This nigga had about 50, I'm exaggerating, about 100 flies in his cell. Inside of a 270 building. I don't even know how that happened. But he had issues. I mean, one time they tried to they moved him up. They moved a dude in the cell with him at like 2:30 in the morning. Right, that's when everybody sleep. And he had been not having a cellie up until this time. So next thing you know, when they opened the door for breakfast, he was walking up the stairs with the sheet to tie and while everybody, because when you go to breakfast, you gotta like stand outside the door and then wait for everybody to get situated, then close all the doors, then you can start walking. Man, while everybody was standing still, he just walked up the stairs with the sheet, started tying the sheet on the top rail of the stairs. They got to tying it around his neck, and it was like, hey. Man, they ran up there, tackled him and shit. And he was like, man, I just told y'all I didn't want no cellie. So, the DPH didn't have no cellie no more. So, anyways, back to the story. So, I get this high stuff, and I give the DPH, like, man, hold this real quick. Hold this. He hold it. I mean, shit, he cool. And we feed him when he hungry. So, man, all of a sudden, the nigga come back. The nigga Marco come back. He go in the cell. He say, hey, where my motherfucking shit? He start going crazy. I'm talking about I'm inside my cell looking out the window like, oh, shit. He's like, where my motherfucking shit? Man, next thing you know, the Mexicans start going to the blacks, the white boys. Everybody start having little powwow meetings and shit, right? I'm seeing this shit get real. So then they go to the blacks. They go to the homies. Now, the older homies see me walk by because I had that shit tucked like an old football or something going in my cell. So they come to the cell. They like, look, blood, y'all niggas gonna have to get that shit up. Because these Mexicans talking about they got dives and wine and other type of shit up in here, man. And they talking about searching the whole motherfucking building. Blood, you gonna have to get that shit up. So I was like, well, look, it ain't in this cell. I'll give it to him in the morning. Man, I don't know how, but that nigga seen the homie talking to me, and that nigga Marco came to the cell. My motherfucking shit up in here. Open this door. I'm like, he didn't put me out there. Now he didn't told on me. So now I'm still feeling justified in my actions. So when he do that, I have to get a DPA cell open and shit to go so he can set the shit out. So, man, next thing you know, I tell my cellie, I'm about to get this nigga. Fuck that. This this is my first time doing so. So we go to the chow hall in the morning for breakfast. This nigga Marco then pushed up on the homie with a little pea shooter. Got the homie all spooked and shit. So they was like, listen, man, this go out to all the people that got something bad to say about my motherfucking wife. Check this out. That motherfucking woman right there, she stood by my motherfucking side when nobody was there. I'm talking about nobody. I met her only 3 months. They would send me down there in Mexico. She packed up, was right there with me. Every weekend was there. She made sure I didn't want for nothing. Yeah, she got lupus. That's a fucked up disease. And you know what? Loyalty is something that's big with me. Loyalty, that's big with me. That's why I got some of the same friends I done had since the first grade. Because I know loyalty. That's why I'm with my wife. That's why I love my wife. That's why I rock with her. Y'all don't know the meaning of loyalty. Y'all talking about her like that. Y'all don't know the meaning of loyalty. Can't begin to know what she done for me. Motherfuckers come out the pen with problems. Motherfuckers come out of prison with problems that just, it take a strong woman. Because I know I'm full of them. Man, I love that woman. I love that woman. So all them comments and shit, man, fuck that Steve Wilkos show. They got that bomb that look like wow, man. But I breaks it down like wow, man. Damn. We smoke backwoods, the big ones, man. Yeah. They ain't even knowing that we played with that big stuff. You got that Bama stuff, put that stuff away, bro. You need to take that stuff and take you to the Jupiter. I can have a picnic with a sandwich and a burger, bro. That's how I rock because my freestyle flow was crazy, bro. They ain't even knowing I got a character called Citrus, bro. And on I've been getting requests to tell this story. This story about the homie in Folsom. So I was talking about high-speed chases. This ain't the part 2 to the other high-speed chase. This the homie high-speed chase. This shit funny. Go with me. So anyhow, in old Folsom, right? Well, shit in most prisons, when the homies come out for yard, they gotta come out, we gather up, see who's all outside, then we break, go do our thing. So this particular yard, it's about 5 in the evening. Now, there's a moral to this story too, but it's about 5 in the evening, right? So we in our area, I guess for some reason the Sac Bloods in the Bay Area niggas made it outside thick before everybody else. So anyhow, we sitting there in the area talking on the yard, and we look up. All we see is a nigga running. This nigga is running so fast, he had dreads down to his waist. This nigga running so fast, his dreads is sticking straight back. This nigga's gone. All of a sudden, it's the yard is shaped like a L, kind of like an L. Anyhow, so this nigga booking around the corner. We still can't see who it is. Then they start shooting. Bam, bam. They shoot at it. We're like, who is they shooting at? Oh shit. So next thing you know, nigga, the homie been in the corner. It's the homie from Oak Park. Getting it. The police ain't nowhere near. It was like he left him in slow motion when he broke from him. Anyhow, just to come around the corner, his goal is to get to the shower. The shower's in the back of the yard. But as he passed the area, the homie chief yelled, hey, man, the showers is closed. Man, that nigga must have stopped and threw whatever he had, because this is what happened. They was patting the nigga down at the gate. And then I guess they felt something in the sock he wasn't supposed to have. So before they even, hey, what's that? That nigga was gone. Boom! So he got the bundle. So anyhow, when he been in the corner, wood almost went out. So when he been in the corner, they shooting at him. when the homie chief tell him stop, the shower's closed. That nigga stop right in front of the sack area, and he prone out. When he prone out, he get on his stomach and he throw the bundle. Man, God is my witness. And the bundle rolls slow motion. I'm just watching it roll right in front of me. I'm like, damn. Cause so the significance is this: if they catch whatever this nigga got, whatever he got, if this nigga got 2 strikes, that's 3. So it ain't so. He gotta run. The situation is desperate. So anyhow, this motherfucker rolled slow motion right in front of me. I'm like, oh shit. I just put my foot over like this. Could so I've covered it with my foot. So anyhow, the police come to the area. They start searching the area because they know he has something. That's why he took off running. They did shot and everything. So they know he got something. So I'm looking at them. They searching everybody around me. I'm talking about everybody. Get naked right now. Get naked. I'm sitting there. The only person that ain't been searched yet, and I'm in the middle of everybody. I'm in the middle. So I'm like, next one come to me is I'm trying to figure, am I going to stand and pivot on this bundle? I don't even know what it is. So next thing you know, right, the Bay Area niggas, the Nutcase Lee. Nutcase Lee. This nigga he saved the hell out of the nigga. That nigga looked up and was like, hey, y'all good? Y'all good? To the second one, the nigga was like, hell no, we ain't good. That nigga said, oh, my heart. This nigga said, oh, my heart. And fell out on the yard. When he fell out on the yard, the police that was about to search me, they all had to go over there and help this nigga. They had to help that nigga. I was like, ooh. So I still got my foot on this bundle. I had no idea. And it's still 8 of y'all here. What's going on, man? Let me see who all came through. Let me stop this thing for a minute. Shit. Truce, what is it, man? Noah. Respect you way from LS outside. Straight up. Gangsta. What's going on? Dirty Master Angler Skyler. All right, man. We about to get into another playlist, though. Let's see, though. I really went through a playlist. That's what's up. So, bam. Playlist. The Weathercast. I got 17. Bam. Let's go. Man, I done had a cold streak, right? I I ain't been to. It's too easy. Just go to the cannabis club and pay top dollar in California. But for some reason, people don't do that. They go to. I don't know why. I don't know how there is a such thing as a drought in California. I don't know, but I experienced it because sometimes we don't have the luxury of going to the cannabis club. So, or you just be cool, content with what you got. And right now, I got some stuff that look like it grew in the field. And then every time somebody be like, I got weed, I be like, let me see what you got. It looked like it grew in the field next to the field I grew mine in. Some shit looked like oak tree. I mean, like tree bark. I seen some shit today looked like chewing. It looked like some chewed up. It looked like a skull. It looked like the chewing. Man, I was like, is this really weed? I said, maybe this is something like some Thai weed or something. But it looked like it was golden dark. I didn't know what the hell it was. So, but anyhow, this story right here, man, y'all been waiting for this because this is on the run, right? This is when I went on the run. But this is about the extradition process, man. Because I think this extradition process changed my life, man. I swear. So when I was in Seminole County in Florida, like I said before, man, they ain't got no TV, they ain't got no radio. All they got is a table in the pie where people from mostly Sanford and Orlando, it was a dude in there from Miami, and I met one dude from California, but he wasn't in my pie, but one dude, and he was from Long Beach, and he was a Crip, but we was still cool because we had Cali. And he was somebody. He got Kodak Black because he took Google and went through Altamont Springs, not knowing that's one of the worst counties in around Florida. I mean around Orlando and the surrounding areas. He didn't know. Google took him to there, and he ended up getting caught up. And like 5 years later, he was about to get released. But that was my partner. Anyhow, so I'm in this county jail for about 4 days. No, I got caught on the 19th, December 19th. I'm in there till Christmas, man. Christmas dinner come. That was the worst dinner ever. I didn't know if it was lunch or dinner. Christmas dinner. It was bad. It looked like chuck wagon over rice. That was our dinner. That was our lunch dinner for Christmas. It was horrible. So they kept telling me, California got 10 days to come get you. If not, they gotta let you go. So they like, California ain't coming to get you. Cali ain't coming to get you. I'm like, man, I'm thinking they is. But they end up, man, it was like the 7th day. I think it was like the 7th day. In 3 more days, I'm getting ready to get out because, I mean, I done left my wife out there out in Orlando. She by herself. Man, I'm aiming for this 10 days. Man, what you know, I went to go get my canteen on the kiosk. My stuff is saying like invalid, like I'm not even in the system no more. I'm like, what is this? Next thing you know, it was like, your transportation is here to get you. I was like, damn, man. So they ended up taking me, and I was in the hallway getting my shackles and stuff because they shackle you at the waist, shackle you at the wrist, then they shackle your ankles, right? So I'm thinking I'm about to fly. I'm thinking they literally about to take me to the airport. Because I done heard all the stories about extradition with the little things on your hands and a little bar in your legs so you can't run and get on the airplane. I done heard all the stories. So I'm thinking from Florida to California, they're definitely about to fly me. Man, so when they put these shackles on in the county jail before I get out, I'm like, yeah, so we going to the airport? They said, airport? They said, no, we got a big fat charter bus for you waiting outside. I'm like, are you serious? They was like, yeah, man, no airports on this stop. I'm like, damn. So when I go to get on the bus, I'm looking at, man, it looked like a scene out of a war movie when the people just, they coming back, they didn't already fought and they tired and they just riding. That's what it looked like when I got on this bus. Like people was just whooped out, man. So I asked the bus driver when I get on. She was a female. She was cool too. She's like, where you heading, babe? I said California. She said California. Oh dear God, I didn't grasp it right there until I was like, hey, who on the bus going to California? Everybody, There was people in the back, right? That you couldn't see their head. All of a sudden, they was like, I said, we're going to California. They was like, California? I was like, yeah, man, nobody go. They said, California? They said, man, there's a dude back there that came from Oregon. And he's been on the bus for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I was like, oh, hell no. So, anyhow, I get on this bus. First and foremost, I got to pee. Hella bad, because they done told me how long they been on the bus. I mean, you shackled, it's uncomfortable. I know it's going to be a long ride. I got to pee. What's happening with my subscribers, man? Shout out all the homies inside. Shout out all the new subscribers, man. Shout out Scott, man. Scott looked out for me, man, and I appreciate that. So shout out to you, Scott Atkins. So anyhow, back to the story. So, man, I got to pee on this bus, and I'm realizing that in order to pee, you got to go through hella shit. And I'm thinking, damn, one day I'm going to have to shit. One day I'm going to have to shit. And it's going to be mean, man. It's going to be mean because motherfuckers going because the toilet is just like an Amtrak bus. It's in the back of the bus. And every time you see a big, black, greasy motherfucker going to the toilet, we be like, like it's about to get ugly because the whole bus is going to smell your shit. So, I held my shit. We bounced around from, when they picked me up in Sanford, we bounced around Florida for like 3 days straight. We hit Miami, Tampa, we hit Fort Lauderdale. Man, we hit all these different, we hit the Panhandle. We hit all these different states. And I'm still holding my shit. I'm holding my shit like a soldier, man. So anyhow, we brought in a New Year. Oh yeah, so this is the diet, man. You get 2 hamburgers and a fry, and they give you a bottle of water. That's your diet: 2 burgers and a fry. And so that's it. And then on top of that, you like, damn, I'm gonna have to piss if I drink all this water. I don't want to go all the way back to that toilet. It's not cool. So that next thing you know, man, finally about after we hit Florida, Alabama, Kentucky, and all of a sudden my stomach was like, I was like, damn, this is the moment I've been waiting for. It's finally here. And I have no choice. Man, we pulled up into Cobb County Jail. No, Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. And that bus came to a stop. And when that bus came to a stop, I was like, out of my way. Now I'm scooting through the aisle because somebody had just got out, and I can't afford to lose my spot. So I'm scooting through the aisles, man. I'm trying to get to this toilet. Man, when it came out, I think I tore something. Stop laughing at me. Stop laughing. But I think I tore something, man, because it didn't feel right. I had to lean like sideways a little bit to like make sure everything went right. Because, man, I shouldn't have held it that long. I just plain and simply shouldn't have held it that long. But I was toe up. But, man, that wasn't the worst. The worst was the smell. It ain't like you can drop one, flush one. You just got to drop it and close the top. Pop! Man, whoo! There wasn't no closing no top to that because I was still going. So the smell was coming out. Man, all you heard was people like in the front because it's a door. So they can't see me back there. So all you heard was people on the bus going, damn! Man, come on, man. Damn. What did you eat? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. And I'm in the toilet. I'm like, man, I couldn't help it, man. It's just, man. But when I was done, I felt so much better. And I didn't have to go. I didn't have to go for a minute. We went from Florida all the way to Mississippi County, Missouri. And that motherfucker was so goddamn cold, I'm telling you, they didn't give us no blanket. They gave us the mattress and they gave us clothes. That's it. That motherfucker was freezing because we're being transported, and now the bus that I was on is gone. Now I'm about to go into a van. So I'm waiting for the van to come get me. And I'm gonna tell you, you're not allowed to use the phone while you're on transport because they think like you might be able to call a ride and help escape, and they'll come get you. so you're not allowed to use the phone. Shit. They put me in a pod. Everybody else went to the gym. They put me in a pod with somebody that had a bracelet because you need a code to use the phone in Mississippi County, Missouri, in the county jail. Man, he gave me his PIN number, and I used my own the global tel link from Florida. It was still good there. And using his PIN, man, I used old boy's PIN, and every time they let me out to use a shower or get some day room, I was on that phone because while this is going on, I don't know what's going on with wife. I don't know what's going on with her. I'm in Missouri. I left her in Florida in the hospital bed. I don't know what she's done. Man, that come to find out, this is what wife did. Man, she got up out that hospital bed. She called a taxi to the tow yard and went and got the car because they towed the Durango.
Out the car.
No, I can't record when you come in the car. You mess up my concentration.
You mean concentration?
No, concentration. That's what it is.
Well, Curtis,
Because I'm a concentrating man. So it's concentration.
Curtis, I'm not waiting in there no longer.
You should have stayed out the car because I was recording.
Curtis, I had to get my card, and you know that.
Yeah, but you was supposed to be gone a little bit longer than that.
Curtis, shut up.
See, my concentration gone.
Curtis.
See, you could have just left. Let me finish.
Curtis.
See, now you made me feel bad.
Why?
Because I'm trying to finish and I can't finish now.
Don't rush perfection. You shouldn't even rush it.
Don't rush perfection. If that ain't the thing. Don't rush perfection. And shout out to y'all, man. Hopefully y'all having a good day, good moment. I'm out here in California cooking. Look, cooking. But shit, while I'm cooking, this is a good time to tell you this story right here. Man, look, you can't sometimes, man, a lot of times somebody else's goofiness can cost you everything. And you have to think, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And this story right here, boy, I am not gonna say his name, but if he figures out it's him, I don't give a fuck. So I'm in Folsom. I'm on the 5th tier, man. I'm on the 5th tier. And the way the doors are, like, the doors, weird. The Folsom, the upper tier, first Folsom tiers, they're bars. So a person can walk right up to your cell and see everything you got going on. They can see right on your shelves, unless you make you some covers, but they can see right on your shelf and see what they hear what music you listening to. If you smoking, they smell it. If your shit smell good, they smell any. If the neighbors is smoking, it come in your. It's all type of dynamics when you got open tier cells, and that's because they're older prison. Like Quentin has bars. So, I think a part of it doesn't, but Quentin got bars. Old Folsom got bars, and because they're like two of the oldest pens. But anyhow, man, this dude on my tier, he a homie. He asked me to buy him a phone, right? So I went out to the yard, went to another building, got a phone, and I come back. And I give it to him because he didn't already sent the money. So when he sends the money, he got his shit. So this particular time, I didn't go to chow. Because it's the evening and dinner was bumped. So I ended up, and I'm in the cell. So the way the bars is, I have my TV where it's facing the back of the cell, and then the bars is behind me. So I'm looking, they call chow, the door's open. And man, I'm not going, so the next thing you know, I see a shadow at the door. Dirt, see if you can make this work. And he tossed the motherfucker in the cell. Man, phones, and we ain't gonna have no damn phones like that. I got my own shit to worry about. But he tossed it in the cell. Man, I went and looked, and I put my mirror out, and he was the only person on the tier. That means that they had been open the door. He was straggling behind. Everybody else left the tier. That means he was straggling and came out the cell and went all the way back down the tier to throw the phone in my cell. So then I'm thinking it's cool. I'm looking at the motherfucker trying to see what's going on. And remember, my door, his bars behind me. All of a sudden, I just see the dark, like I see a shadow, and I could feel the fear because I knew right at that moment, like this ain't him coming back, and that was too quick. So what happened is this motherfucker threw that phone in my cell with the sergeant at the end of the tier, opening the doors because he is a switch lever that opens all the cells at the same time. And this motherfucker still came out the cell and threw that phone in my cell. So the sergeant came down the cell to see what I was doing. And when I was doing this, looking down, and I seen the shadow, I looked up and I turned. This motherfucking sergeant was already over my shoulder. He said, "Dirt," because the police, they know me. I've been in this pen for a minute. They like, "Dirt, is that a phone?" Man, at that moment, I was like, shit, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Man, I stood up hella aggressive. I'm like, look, I can't give you this. This phone do not belong to me. This is not my phone. I do not got $500 to pay for this phone. Look, man. He's like, man, give me the phone, Dirt. I said, I can't give you this phone. I can't give you this phone. I said, I ain't got the money. Just flat out. He looked at me. He was like, man, today your lucky day, Dirt. He said, today your lucky day. Man, get rid of that motherfucker. I say, man, you ain't even got to tell me twice. Man, when that homie came back, when they came back from dinner and he came to get his phone, I was, if the doors was open, I probably would have jumped on him. If the doors was open, I probably would have jumped on him. But the thing is, I had my own phone in the cell. So, man, this motherfucker here. And I was like, you just don't know, man. Sometimes you face with situations like what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And at that time, I just knew I'm not giving this phone up. I don't care what you talking about. I'm not giving this phone up. It is not mine. I do not got the money to pay for it. And I got a pass. Dirty weather. Go. I had my subscribers early this morning. What's going on with y'all, man? And she really over there doing yoga. I'm in the park. This is my morning stroll, man. I gotta keep it healthy, so I like to walk every morning. You know, just get the blood flowing. But check this out, though. One of my new subscribers, you know, he wanted to know about probably one of the best rides, I guess you could say, or craziest ones. This is one, right? I ain't gonna say what prison, but it was the Bulldogs and the White Boys. The Bulldogs and the White Boys. More in particular, the Woodpile, because the Whites, you know, they kind of got broke up. You know, they got the skinheads, the motorcycle, the biker white boys, then the regular old white boys, them the Peckerwoods, and then you got Nazis. But you got all types of, but they're still broken up. So it's when it's a situation with the white race, they normally be, you know, they still all come together because it's still a fight. So, man, this particular time, man, they got canteen, right? You get 3 draws if you a certain number, like say you from 1 to 30. You might be first draw, meaning you're gonna go to the store at canteen the first week. Then you might be 30 to 50, and then you're gonna be second draw, second week, and then all the way to 100 for the third draw. So since we always going on lockdown, you know, if a major situation happen, man, and we go on lockdown, people gonna starve. Ain't nobody gonna see no visitors. Man, we don't want to go on lockdown. So out of respect, and then on top of that, if the situation is gonna happen, you don't want other races to get involved. Like, picture this. Like, there's the whole yard. There's hella different races all scattered over the yard. And if a black take off on a white across the yard, this whole yard is about to erupt. Like, bam. So to prevent it, you do things like you let the white shot caller know, hey, we about to get on our own today. Or the Mexicans will put out word today, they type folks, hey, we about to get on somebody over there, so stay away from that area. So I hate to say it, but motherfuckers telegraph. Like they'll be on the other, they'll be like, don't do nothing over there. It's about to be cracking over there. So then motherfuckers will walk to their side of their area. Like if it's the Sac area, the Stockton area, whatever, they gonna go to their area, their home base where they post up on the yard and then watch. And motherfuckers telegraph, you can look at the yard and tell when something's about to happen. So, man, but these slick ass white boys, I got to give them props. Man, they dropped a rumor, right? Because they know that motherfuckers gossip. They know, I ain't gonna say no niggas gossip, but they know motherfuckers gonna tell. So they use the rumor system and spread a rumor that they about to get on one of their folks, one of their own, right? And they was gonna do it morning yard. So at the end, and that yard recall. So at the end of yard recall, we all looking at these white boys. All the brothers that got to the side, we all looking at these white boys like it's gonna go down, right? But don't nothing happen. Because they've been spreading this rumor from first draw all the way to now it's third draw, and this is like the last day. So we've been waiting. Everybody been piling up, getting hella soups and shit. Man, next thing you know, don't nothing happen. So then we go inside. We was like, yeah, that was a false alarm. They was playing and shit. So everybody's guard go down. So we go back out that afternoon because yard is 10 o'clock to 11. No, 9 o'clock to 11. And then we go in and then we come back out at 1 o'clock. And then and we stay out till like 3:30. So when we come back out to this afternoon yard, everybody's guards was down, right? We playing basketball. The Bulldogs is playing in a damn tournament. You know what? Yeah, I think it's a tournament makeup game. No, I can't remember if it's a tournament game, but they playing basketball with us. They should be playing with us. I mean, especially if one of them didn't have a disagreement with the Bulldogs over these bars. They ain't tripping because they've been telling everybody that they about to get on one of their own. So the temperature is not focused on the Bulldogs whatsoever. So we out there, it's about 2 o'clock. We falling, I'm on a basketball court. We in the heat of the game. Next thing you know, it was like a wave of white boys just came on the basketball court and just started getting on. Bulldogs are Mexicans that are from like the Fresno region. That's Bulldogs. Like Northern California, you got Norteños. Central California, you got Bulldogs. And in Southern California, you got Southerners, Southsiders. So, well, the Bulldogs, they used to be cool with the Southsiders, and they ended up getting their own places and own institutions because they ain't cool with nobody. But this particular yard was their stronghold. And they was getting into it over the bars. They was getting into it over the bars. And because blacks have bars, Crips have bars, Bloods have bars, the Bay have bars, but really it's black, Mexican, white boy, others. But there was only like 3, and it was a disagreement, like who gets what. But that was going on behind the scenes. So I guess in the white boys' mind, they like, well, fuck it. We'll get y'all off this yard all together. And man, when they took off on that basketball court, I seen they meant business because even the Bulldogs that was out there with like crutches and shit, even though them crutches and shit turned to be weapons and shit, but they was stabbing even them up. I'm talking about, I had no idea what was going on the yard because I was so involved in this basketball game. Man, these white boys had made their way. They was stabbing Pisces too. So that means they was stabbing the Bulldogs and the Pisces, because the Pisces and the Bulldogs is really they 2 separate entities in prison. But the white boys was getting it. They was Mexican, you can get it. You speak Spanish, you can get it too. And man, when it was all said and done, the basketball court was actually like the last final hurrah. Because they had put in work all over the yard. There was Bulldogs laid out. I don't know how the tower didn't see what the hell was going on. I don't know how, but they managed to to just systematically work their way through the whole yard, stabbing and stomping out every Mexican on that yard, every bulldog on that yard. And then the basketball, because it's built in a circle. It's built in a circle, similar to this, but it's built in a circle. And then it's lined because it's a 180 design yard. So it got the catwalk and it's surrounded by the buildings. But it's nowhere in hell 4 buildings and the catwalks did not see these white boys going to work. And man, they did their thing. When it was all said and done, the yard finally went down, and I respect the white boys. They didn't make one move toward not one black. It was serious. And they so what ended up happening is when the yard go down, and they just started getting the gurney, bringing the gurneys. They're like, we need a gurney for this one. We need a gurney for that one. We need a gurney for this one. Man, they ran out of gurneys damn near. They had stabbed so many bulldogs. It wasn't even. It got sad after a minute. But man, that shit happened at 1 something, 2 something. Man, we was still out on the yard at like 6:30, 7 o'clock because they had to process. That was just too much, man. So as far as like the worst riot, that's not the worst one I seen, but that was absolutely the most cleverest one I seen. The most cleverest. They said we're gonna get our own. Made other races pile up, thinking that they was about to get their own, and they was really gonna get the other bulldog, full of Mexicans from Fresno. All the while, that was slick. They used the rumor system to kiss motherfuckers. So anyway, one time in Solano, the Paisas did their thing too, real quick. They got into it they was plotting on the blacks all the while. We had no idea, man. They was playing soccer next to where the blacks kick it at, and they kicked the soccer ball over to the blacks, right? And so I get it at first, and when a nigga threw the soccer ball back to them, they grabbed the soccer ball, and then they went to playing again. Except this time when the soccer ball came toward where the blacks was, it was a whole wave of Paisas, and they was with all the business. Man, it was blacks walking around Solano with slice wounds for years after that riot because it was sad. I mean, blacks was going to help blacks and getting sliced up themselves. It was a dude who had a slice wound all the way from the top of his face all the way down to his chest, and then from the top of his head all the way down to his back for helping somebody else. That was ugly. Shit. One time the Asians got into it with the Northerners, and the Asian dude, well, he was like a Northerner / Asian. That's what it was over. But he got his eye stabbed out. I'm talking about like some shit out the Simpsons. Like some shit off of motherfucking Family Guy. Like that motherfucker stabbed. Boop, his eyeball came out. His name was Puka. Puka said he could, when the eye came out, he said I talked to him afterwards. He said he could see still. Like the eye was out of his head, but he could still see. That's crazy. Hey, man, appreciate y'all taking the time to listen out, man. Don't forget, man, donate to the channel. Support the growth, man. Support the growth. Support the channel, man. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate y'all comments, and I see that my channel is booming a little bit, man. I appreciate that, man. Please don't forget to donate, man. The link is in the description, man. The link is in the description. I'm advancing slowly, but I'm getting there. Thank you, and thank you. And thank you again. Dirty with go. What's happening? What's happening with my subscribers, man? How y'all been? Man? Shout out to the new subscribers, man. You know, the word's been getting around, man. Dirty Weather 916, making progress. And I've been at this consistent probably since like January. And you know what? The feedback is been nothing but positive, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the homies that tap in. I appreciate the people in faraway places that check me out. I got a shout out from England. I said it in one of my raps long ago. London go no. As I sat up in the hole, I never thought local. Self-worth global. So, man, I appreciate that. And then to go with my good day, I want to see out in California when you buy the weed at the dispensary, that motherfucker come with the name of the weed, the THC levels, the warning Surgeon General, but it's a trip because I don't know, but this ain't about weed. Because this story right here, man, hey, this is this is when I learned about lockdowns and how real it gets when you've been in a cell for 24 hours a day, only coming out to shower once every 3 days. It's all type of mental things, mental changes and processes you go through the minute they say you on lockdown. It's like, damn, it's like a switch that happens. Damn, I'm on lockdown. I gotta watch. First thing you do when they say you on lockdown is you think about, damn, I got about 5-6 bars of soap. I got a couple packs of toothpaste. I got about 3 deodorants. I got about like 2 cases of soups. I don't care who you is. As soon as you hear we on lockdown, the first thing you do is think about what you got in your cell to survive the lockdown, because it gets real the minute you find out. So anyhow, man, I'm 18 years. I'm probably 19, but we hadn't been on no serious ass lockdown in this pen. This was Salinas Valley. We hadn't been on no lockdown for like the whole time I've been there. So far, it's probably like 7-8 months. We've been on like some little stuff, but this particular day, man, they came. Normally we walk to breakfast. If all of a sudden they say we're not walking the chow, 9 times out of 10 something that happened, and everybody starts asking around, like finding Mac reps or finding anybody and asking what's going on, because everything ceases on lockdown, like I told you in one of the other posts. So this particular morning, man, we didn't even eat until hella late. We knew something was gone because all programs stopped. No school, no doctor's appointments, no type of appointments, no porters out. We knew it was bad, right? So then we looked on the news and we saw what happened. We wasn't supposed to see what happened, but we kind of figured it out, because back then, this is before cell phones was in prison. So the only way you was getting some communications out is through the police or through the state phone. That's it. So nobody's gonna know what's going on, and you're just not. So anyhow, but we seen on the news that an inmate had stabbed a free staff. A free staff is somebody that works inside the prison, but they're not a police. They're a free staff, like the cooks. And in this particular situation, when a Southsider has stabbed the cook. The cook. That means you just don't hear that in prison. But this is in 1990. This is in 1998. You just don't, or is it 99, 98, 99? But you just don't hear that's like somebody going to a doctor's appointment in prison and stabbing a doctor. You just don't hear that. But we seen it on the news, so we thinking, okay, that's the Mexicans, the Southsiders. They didn't done their thing, but we gonna be cool. Hell no, it did not. It did not turn out like we thought. They came and they said that because what happened. First of all, let me go back. So the Southsiders, when you go to breakfast in the morning, a lot of times kitchen workers, they leave around like 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. So this particular morning, I guess it was supposed to be a hit on the police, and they came in, or whoever, and they came green light, and they came in and shit got on the free staff. So as a result of that, they locked the whole prison down, and then I had never seen this before, but they came and they systematically was raping every yard, because one of their people got stabbed, and they went on the internet. There was stuff on the internet saying that it's a green light on the police. So all the police is spooked at this time. They ain't trying to do nothing considering that for their life. So anyhow, they go from C yard to D yard. They search the 180 yards. Then they coming for us, man. Man, when they came and they searched our cells, they took everything, even the stuff that was legitimately yours, your property, man. They call it stripping you down to state issue. They took our radios, our TVs, our clothes, extra clothes. They took everything. Back then we had tapes. They took the tapes. So then, man, so anyhow, we have been on lockdown for so long. We have been on lockdown. I think it was about 8. It seemed like, let me see. Well, I think we was on lockdown about 8 months. 8 months. I think, and it still continued on, but like 8 months. It was so bad. When I went on lockdown, man, I was healthy. I was eating hella soups. But man, when we came off of lockdown, I was built like a greyhound. Everybody was built like a greyhound because everybody's food and cosmetics, they shit had been out. It was so bad. People was selling soups. Back then, soups was 20 cents. They was selling soups for $1 or 3 for $1 when we come off of lockdown and you go to the store. It was bad. It was so bad that me and my celly, we were taking one top ramen and then taking the food from dinner and then putting it all in. We was putting everything because survival became like top priority. So we put our whole meal and mix it with a soup. And if we had a soup, and then hope that it sticks to us, because man, it was bad. It was so bad. The homies D Hunt and Wardell was upstairs. Man, we was fishing for the few scoops of like vegetables off of their tray. That it meant that much for them to fish. Now fishing, like I said in another post, fishing is like you gotta take an envelope, put like some paper in it, put a hole in the envelope, like rip it, punch it with a pencil or whatever. And then you take some string from either your sock, your boxers, because boxers got string, or from your sheet, and then you tie it through the hole. And if you're on the upstairs, when you slide it, it's gonna float and it's gonna go over the tier. And then we're gonna hook up and slide our little envelope with a little staple on the top of the envelope to grab the fishing line. So we slide our envelope out and then pull it back in, and we fishing vegetables. I mean, we fishing rice, just the state issue amount of rice. That's how bad this lockdown was. So, man, when we came off the lockdown, this is how traumatized we was. Man, there was an Indian dude, right? Because this is before I knew politics. There was this Indian dude. You know I'm gonna keep coming with these stories. I'm gonna keep coming, and y'all can keep coming and giving me ideas on different things you'd like to know. I gotta look through the comments more, but you guys can keep giving me ideas. I know y'all want to know about X-Rated and my experience, and for just now, I'm gonna tell the story. But just for now, just know I was in Salinas Valley on B yard, and X-Rated was on A yard, and things happened. So that story's coming. But anyhow, back to the story. So there was this Indian named Garfield, and he had a celly named Chief, a big old Indian dude. See, the thing about Indians is they be having guaranteed money in prison. Guaranteed money. So whatever motherfuckers is juking, you go to the Indians because they got that tribal money. So anyhow, we had been on lockdown so long that, people was getting in debt. And this Indian dude, Garfield, he happened to owe a lot of people, and they was letting us come off a lockdown finally. And they was letting people go to the store. They was letting people go to the store by race, but they hadn't got to us. And this dude Garfield owed my celly some money. So when Garfield, they came off a lockdown first, him and his celly. So they go to the store. When they go to the store and come back in the building with their canteen, man, we see cuz and them, hella cousins and them, because one of the folks, but these is our folks though. We had a cool alliance in that building. I forget his name, but he pushing up on Garfield. Me and my celly is stuck in this cell. We cannot get out. But everybody else is starting to move around because we're so happy to be off of lockdown. But we're also starving. Starving, hungry, like mad hungry. Not even understanding why you so mad. Because man, we lost all our body fat. But so man, my celly, he started, and I mentioned him in other stories. My celly is this emotional ass dude for no reason. He was so emotional. But man, when he seen the crib dude go grab
go try to push up on Garfield's bag. Garfield was supposed to be going to the store for Marcelli. So Marcelli, he punching on the door. Let me out this motherfucker! He yelling at the top of his motherfucking lungs because cousin them then took some canteen from Garfield and technically the whole bag of Garfield's, a majority was supposed to be Marcelli. He owed me some too, but he owed Marcelli more. So all we've been thinking about this whole lockdown is when Garfield go to the store and pay us our money, we gonna be on fat. We ain't had more than like 10 soups since like the prior year. We've been on lockdown forever, it seemed like. Man. So anyhow, all of a sudden somebody gets the door open. Normally, you know, in the pen, a lot of people like to have gloves. They like to have gloves. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's a habit I picked up from myself. You know, always having your gloves on. Plus, when you're hitting the bars, you don't want to touch the bars. You might catch staph or something. So it's good to have gloves when you work out or when you're doing your burpees and you go down and the cement might be hot or something. You got gloves on. Same with being in the grass. It might be muddy. You got gloves on. So you keep your gloves on. So anyhow, when the door get open, Marcelli didn't put his gloves on because if you put your gloves on, that also letting you mad. That means you about to get on some shit too. So when he push out the damn door, I've got one glove. I can't find the other glove. So anyhow, I'll say fuck it. I got one glove on the right. So when I come out the cell, Marcelli already got Garfield by the shirt. You know, kind of like I thought he like hit him in his chin or something. I thought he did. So anyhow, when I seen that, I'm thinking it's on. I'm hungry too, but I'm also, I probably lost about 10, 15 pounds. So, man, when I see Marcelli snatch him up, I come over Marcelli and fire on Garfield hella hard. Bing, bing, with a left and a right. When I hit Garfield, man, I ain't gonna lie. Them was like some real live powders. Because when I hit him, like, bing, bing, Garfield just looked at me like, what you do that for? But then I used to black out then, but Marcelli grabbed me by my shirt and kind of like shake me and throw me away. And I walk away with I got a confused look on my face because I thought we was getting on Garfield. I didn't know what I had almost done. So basically, I just almost started a riot and I didn't have no idea of the significance on punching somebody or even jumping somebody from another race. I didn't know because there's politics involved. You're not just gonna punch be on the yard and you punch on the other and then not kick off. It's just not. But luckily we was in the day room. The whole day room froze. I'm talking about Mexicans, Southsiders, whatever was in that day room was like, oh shit. Because they thought it was about to be a riot because of what I did. But I didn't know. I had no idea because I'm rocking with Marcelli. Marcelli's supposed to be the one teaching me everything, but he was teaching me wrong. Because not all Cellies is good Cellies. But he was teaching me wrong. And then I'm figuring in what he's saying is law. And if he's saying he about to get on the motherfucker, don't tell me you about to get on him and you ain't getting on him. You just want to check him and talk to him. But in the cell, he was crying, oh, I'm about to kill him. So I'm thinking, it's on. Man, when we go out the motherfucking cell, he like got him by the shirt and like talking to him, or I thought he cuffed him in the chin, but a light cuff. You got gloves on, Sally. You got gloves on. So I come over and I bing, bing, you know. But what it was, when I hit him with Garfield with my powders, man, I couldn't find out later. Garfield got metal plates in his hand because my little ass paw was like, my paw ain't never been the same. I got a lump on my thing from punching that metal plate with my little powders. Man, so anyhow, I ended up. I think I had to do some push-ups or something. But everybody from that day forward on that yard. Everybody knew who Young Dirt was. Everybody knew who Young Dirt was. I think from that day forward, I was labeled as a live wire. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Dirty Weather, go! Dirty Weather, go! Man, Dirty Weather 916 coming to you with all these videos that people seem to love, that I love to share, and I'm glad y'all tune into my channel. My subscribers are going up, my views are going up, man. I appreciate that. Make sure when you watch the videos, you hit the like button,
hit the subscribe button, and there's a link to my PayPal up there as well. Continue to support the channel, support the growth, and if you have any questions, any videos that you may want to ask me, feel free in the comment section, and I respond to all comments. So get at me and let me know, man. I appreciate the shouts out from Texas, the shouts out from England, shouts out from the homies that's inside, and shouts out for all, man. TD, appreciate you. MC, appreciate you. Couch, appreciate you. Man, the channel is growing, man. Thanks to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Dirty Weather, gone. Man, what's happening with my subscribers, man? I didn't slow down on my posting, man. I post probably about once or twice a week now, but hey, it is hot in the bitch. So hot. This story right here, man, this ain't even no story, matter of fact. This ain't even no story. See, I'm the type, I spend most of the year covered up. Like, nobody ever really see my tats like that because I'm going swimming and shit like that. But I was just in the store, and I've got a tat. Look, I got a wife beater. I don't even wear wife beaters, but I got a little pudginess and all that, but I'm gonna be wearing wife beaters, but I put one on because I'm feeling extra swole today. So dude behind me, he see my tattoo. I got an old ass tattoo right there. You see that? Sacramento Kings, Del Paso Heights, California. But they don't say Sacramento, they say Sac King. But anyhow, that's an old ass tattoo. What they got this thing they call tat check. Motherfucker gonna look you up and down, and I realize I do it too. If I see somebody tatted up, I'm behind them or somewhere, I got a view, I'm gonna check out your tats. What you got on you? You got 916 on you, north side, what you got on you? I'm gonna check. That's just me, because you never know who you're dealing with. So this dude see me in line, he don't say nothing until he get outside, get to the car, then he start mugging me. And I had to think back, he was looking at my tats. So that's all that was, tat checking. But anyhow, tattoos in prison. I should have been done, talked about this. But I just want to put some stuff on your mind about tattoos in prison. First off, staff, Hep C. There's probably, I predicted this a long time ago, but there was probably so much Hep C in prison from tattoos because here's what they do. Like, first of all, the tattoo man, he gotta eat. So if his hustle is tattoos and he got some motherfucking ink laying around, he been already dipping in the ink and then tattooing, zip, and then next thing you know, he still got some ink left over. So he gotta decide. Do I want to eat, get high, or do I want to throw all this ink away and start over? Because they make ink like this. They burn it. They put it in. They take a paper bag, set the little chess piece, like real life chess pieces. They set the pawns on fire, and then the smoke, the soot, it goes up into the paper bag. And then it coats the paper bag. So all that coat from the soot inside the paper bag that you put over the pond or the chess piece that was burning, all that is tattoo ink. So you thump it, and then it turns all that powder soot goes onto a piece of paper. Then you take that and you put it inside. You mix it with baby oil, and next thing you know, you got your ink. You put a little bit of other stuff in there, but that's just the base, the baby oil. And the chess piece ink. So what I fucked up is when I was young, I wanted tattoos hella bad. Then I realized they hurt. So what I got on my back, I got fearless across the top of my back. But I got this fucking alien that stuck with me for the rest of my life. This motherfucking alien, don't laugh. This motherfucking alien, he looked like a stick figure. The dude that did my tattoo, he was more worried about finishing and hurry up and going to get high. So the dude on my back, the alien dude, man, and you know what? If this video hit over 500 views, When it does, I'll show a picture of this fucking tattoo on my back. But it was inspired by a picture that I seen in a Source magazine. Cause remember, I'm like 18, 19. And it looked like a little, it looked like it's supposed to be like an angel with a gun in his hand, with his head down, talking about ride or die. With ride or die on his t-shirt. But instead I ended up with the Crypt Keeper, Tales from the Crypt looking dude with a gun. And it just don't look right. So I think because of that, I've always been kind of like self-conscious about taking my shirt off. So I don't want nobody seeing the alien on my back. So anyhow, if you in the pen and you thinking about getting tattoos, make sure the tattoo dude is very clean. I would suggest having somebody make your ink personally. Make your ink personally and give it to the tattoo man. And buy your own needles. Buy your own needles too. You might not gotta come with the motor or nothing like that, but buy your own needles, buy your own ink. Avoid getting sick because there's a lot of people in the pen right now running around with Hep C and don't know it because they got all these tattoos sleeved up, back done, everything. They got Hep C from the 80s. But yeah, anyhow, Dirty Weather, go. Man, yes, there are drugs in prison. There are drugs in prison. It's a true story. When I got locked up in the 90s to where if you snorted powder, you was a smoker. You was a base head. If you pop pills or something like that, we didn't do that. That was a white boy drug. But something happened around I got locked up in 97. Something happened around 97, 98. People started really popping pills. Gatorades and Nikes and Dolphins and shit. I wasn't there. I was locked up. So by the time I came home in 2013, I bypassed the need for. I had skipped over the pill generation. I skipped over the syrup era. I skipped over all of that shit, so I didn't have them type of habits. But I did have some experiences. It's true. I mean, hell, sometimes we'd be like, only live once. So this time, I thought Spice was something that was on that was in Florida and made people eat their homies and shit. That's what I thought Spice was. Like Spice, Salva, and all that stuff. That's all psychedelic shit to me. I don't even know where to go find that shit. So anyhow, I'm on the tier, and the homie G, he comes to the cell. He like, Dirt, man, you want to smoke? Cause we in reception. I want to smoke. Hella bad. He like, you want to smoke this? I'm like, what is it? He said, man, it's K2. I was like, I said, is it weed? He said, it's just like weed. I'm like, he said, man, I smoked half of it. Me and my celly, we was like, nah, we straight. I'm like, I looked at my celly, he was from Richmond, he was a cool cat. But I'm like, shit, bring that shit. Man, he brought that motherfucker half or whatever it was. And then, man, me and my celly, he got the door, man. I mean, when we say got the door, that's like, you got to have somebody post up at the door to make sure the police ain't walking up and down a tier. Because if you smoking and the smoke coming up out the cell, I mean, they gonna run up in that thing. And if you doing something you ain't supposed to do, you in trouble. You like double bag. And smoke and what you got, you contraband. So anyhow, so you gotta have somebody watch the door while somebody at the back blowing. Man, look at here. I say it was about 2.5 hits in. And it felt like I just jumped on a roller coaster, just going, yeah, just straight up, yeah. And then all of a sudden it was just like suspended in time. And I was talking to my celly, I was like, oh wow. I had never felt nothing like this in my life. I had only stuck to the regular shit. Man, this shit here. And the way it came, right? I can't really say the way it came because it's still kind of rather new. But just say like this. You mix it with some tea and you blow that shit. Man, that shit there, motherfuckers was talking about, man, I ain't fuck with that spice because there wasn't no weed in the pen at this time. It was drought. So man, this K2 is hitting the yard. So man, but it's like an experiment, and I was on the early end of the experiment. Man, look, I said, where did you get that shit? I need some more. Remember, I only smoke weed. Man, they went and got some more, and the way this shit came, I chopped it up, put it in the motherfucking tea. Oh, I had the realest conversation with my celly ever. And I hit that K2 and I see everything great about myself. Sorry for going horns and shit, but I hit that K2 and seen everything good about myself. I was having the realest conversation. Next thing you know, I was like, I need more. I got strung out on spice. Man, you could have called me Spice 1, Spiggity 1. Man, because everybody on the yard was like, do you have spice? No. They was like, at first they was like, man, I ain't fuck with that shit. Man, fuck that shit. I don't do that shit. Fast forward a week. Niggas on the yard talking about, hey man, did you try that spice? Did you try that spice? Next thing you know, everybody done tried that. Now, it went from everybody trying the spice to now everybody asking who got spice? Who got spice? Who got spice? Well, everybody was scared of that shit. And I looked at them the whole time, they was like, man, we don't fuck with that shit. We don't fuck with that shit. It was the same motherfuckers was double back trying that shit. Man, it only lasted for a period of like 3 weeks to a month. Maybe a little bit longer for it to hit the yard, people to try it, people to get hooked on it, and people to desire it. So I mean, desire meaning like willing to pay for it. Man, that shit lasted for about 4 months. But before it was all said and done, the majority of the yard had tried spice. And everybody had their own experiences. But me, for the first time I tried it, I was like, shit, I'm rocking with this. Because I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. And it's gone. I was smoking so much spice that it became to be like weed. The spice is supposed to be way stronger than weed. But that shit there, man, that was a cool experience. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna talk bad about spice, and I'm gonna keep it honest. I didn't smoke no that was K2. So that was from a low level of the lower level of it. The upper level, the blue devil, red devil, I ain't never blew. That was just one little episode run in 2017 in the summer. Dirty one. Spiggity 1. Go! Shout out to all my subscribers, man. Shout out to Couch. Shout out to Chief. Shout out to Ja. Shout out to No Good. Shout out to the homie Kev, still behind the walls. Shout out to TD 2900. Shout out to Sandman. Shout out to Mr. Order. Shout out G Montana. Those are the ones I can remember off the head. Shout out to homie G. And shout out to all my new subscribers, man. So this video right here, this is part 2. This is part 2 to why I went back. Fireworks. Anyhow. So we outside. This white boy, see, I didn't really put out there that he was a white boy on Big Hurt. I didn't want to do that because I just didn't want to. That seemed like a classic ass story. But true story, he was a little scrawny ass white boy. So anyhow, when he yelling out, come outside now with this machete. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I feel justified going to get my wife's registered gun and bust it out. So I bounce out with this motherfucker. When I come around the corner, wife and him is tussling with this damn machete. So, as a husband, what you gonna do? So I whip out like, put it down, motherfucker, put it down. So he put the machete down. I walk up to him, I kind of pick the machete up off the ground. He see banger, that's why he cooperated. And I fling that motherfucker. Look, man, I couldn't have flung a better machete in my life. That motherfucker flew over the roof. So then, that was that. But he kept on woofing. Now he picking on the dude that was the homeless dude that wipes my cars. Now he done turned his attention toward him. And you know, all the dude was doing was trying to defend me. Like, man, why is you messing with him? And all the while I'm thinking like he fucking my life up. He fucking my life up. How did I let this happen, man? I'm like, why, man? Why? And he keep on woofing. Next thing you know, man, I heard the voice. I'm about to hit this motherfucker. And he said, man, cause you ain't nothing but a little boy. And he said, boy, that was all I remember. I was on him. Bing, bing, bing. Level 4 guns blazing. I went straight video game mode on him. So while I'm whooping on him, I'm getting tired. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I was tired of shit. Man, I mowed him down. Then he took off, started running. That's when I heard I heard my wife say, help. And when I went over there to help, I looked, man, his mom was sitting on top of my wife, like getting ready to ground pound. I'm talking about wife was vulnerable. Man, I ran over there with an RU King, just an uppercut from Africa. Bam! I hit her 3, bing, bing, bing. Man, that's why I was like, I don't mean to bug, but shit. I didn't know what I would do until I was in. I said, I don't hit women, but in that situation, my wife is like 95 pounds. Growing up, we all this.
50 packs of kush on my way out of state. Hit the A, tell them dope boys get they bands up. Jumping out the Europe, smoking good. Blowing grapes, hit the club with my niggas, got they bands up. 50 packs of kush on my way out of state. Hit the A, tell them.
Blues has always been totally. Hold on. So I got to do the hand motion. He said, don't worry, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I was like, oh shit, he about to beat my ass. I better fight for my life. So next thing you know, the motherfucking doors came open. When the doors came, you can hear him, like I said, you can hear him coming, click, 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 click. Man, when his door opened, it was like, ding, ding, ding. Man, I swung with everything I had. I was throwing flurries. Man, I was throwing everything I could, but he dipped. I ain't gonna lie, he dipped out of my flurry though, and caught me with a good one. Bing! I was like, but I was blacked out, so it stunned me. It stunned me, but that's all he got. Cause some of my flurries was hidden, but they was like past me. They was boop, boop, bat, 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 bat. But it was fast because I was scared. So what ended up happening is this. So I got him against the wall where my shoulder was pressing in his chest. He had me wrapped up under my arm and he was squeezing me. When he squeezed me, first of all, he was his back against the wall, so I was sideways with my shoulder and his chest hit him with the uppercuts. And I was landing them two of them motherfuckers. So he had to let me go, but when he was squeezing me up under my arm, my shoulder came out of place. For the first time in my life, I was like this. I look like a teeter-totter, man. So anyhow, they break us up. Right? I'm standing there like fucked up. I'm like, bro, my shit broke, man. I got the dangler. I'm like, bro, my shit is broke, man. So they was like, what you gonna do? So anyhow, I did some shit, and my motherfucking arm seemed like it came back in place. So while I'm it's all over now. Hey, put your money on the table, get back to work. Sucker. How the hell did you do that? Well, standing there waiting for my tier to open up so I can go get my shit. Man, this motherfucker come back with a tray, right? When he come back with a tray, This motherfucker tried to dope feed me. Ding. But I had an afro, so it bounced off my afro and got on. So, all the while, this whole shit's going on, I'm not understanding. How the fuck did it come from my partner coming into the unit to me trying to fight my partner to now I'm fighting this nigga and now I got a dislocated motherfucking shoulder. Now I ain't even done nothing wrong. I ain't done nothing wrong. So anyhow, man, I get to the cell, my motherfucking shoulder far out of place again. I was up there helpless. I was up there trying some lethal weapon ass shit, trying to get my shoulder to go back and yeah, it does. But not as much as when I put it back in. Place, but that motherfucker was stuck. So guess what I had to do? Guess. I had to hit the button. Man, when I hit the button, they said, what happened? I said, I fell off the box. They said, oh, another one of those, huh? Man, they came and got me, took me to UC Davis. Man, they put my shit in the shoulder. But from that day forward, for at least like another 2-3 years, man, I had a Lego shoulder, man. My shit was coming out for everything. Playing basketball, my shit was coming out on jump shots, just regular jump shots. Bam, shoulder come out. Man, they was calling me Lego shoulder dirt. Lego shoulder dirt. Man, so anyhow, my shit was coming out in reception. My shit was coming out in the pen. My shoulder was fucked up. Then one of my older homies, Lonnie, LB, he told me, man, he said he used to have a dislocated shoulder. If you got a dislocated shoulder, man, you just gotta work it out, man. Have the push-ups and shit. Build the cartilage around that motherfucker. My shit ain't dislocated in like 15 years. So that's just if you got a dislocated shoulder. Because what'll happen is the muscle will wear down, tear down. You gotta build that shit back up. But anyhow, now, in closing, I'm gonna tell you something. This dude Tex had a celly, man. They was both on my shit, man, because I was young. I was a young dude, and they kind of felt I didn't know no better. I'm Similac 18. Man, and his celly was like 27. So they really like preying on me, accusing me of being a crip, and I wasn't. I was nowhere near a crip. But I didn't have problems with him, so therefore, I didn't have problems with, especially Tongan, I had no problem with him. So therefore, and this is the 90s. But so therefore, I wasn't understanding how you could just make me try to jump on my partner when I just come from J Unit Juvenile Hall where we all in the same unit together. I had no idea, man. So what ended up happening, man, is I was in the pen. This is why you have to be careful who you know. You have to know who you're dealing with, because I never forgot Tex or Sally. And what you know, one day I'm in Old Folks and I see him. Not Tex, but I see his Sally. I said, man, what's up, man? I said, you remember me? I don't have a mean face. I'm like, you remember me? And you gotta think, this dude done went home, had a family, had kids, all the shit. He was like, nah, bro, I have no idea who you are. I said, man, you made my motherfucking life a living hell with you and your Sally, man. And I told myself what I'd do to you if I ever saw you again. And right now I'm looking in your face, man, and you don't even know who the fuck I am. He said, man, if I ever did anything wrong to you, man, I apologize, man. I apologize. Man, I was like, man, y'all fucked my shit up, man. Y'all really did me wrong. Man, I ain't had that coming. He said, man, his eye was hella big, too. He said, man, I done went home. I done lived lifetimes, man. I don't even remember. He said, when did this happen? I said, 1997. He said, what year is this? I'm like, it's 2009. He said, you remember this from 12 years ago? You had a problem with me? He said, man, I'm hella sorry, man. And you know what? That's that passive-aggressive behavior that prison teaches you. I had a conversation with one of my folks' family members about passive-aggressiveness. And they had to listen to my reasoning, because basically passive-aggressive is frowned upon in society. That's true. But at the same time, I explained to them how I was in prison and And if you're outward emotional, then you're deemed a security threat because you're gonna get into it with somebody else, and then you're gonna get into it. They partners, our partners gonna get in, and it's bigger than you just that fast because you're not in control of your emotions. You're not in control of your emotions. So what happens is you realize most people play defense. In prison, they play defense because there's consequences and repercussions for your actions. So you have to play defense, and then then one day it just goes. That's where that passive aggressive come in. You gotta learn to like bite the bullet and be cool. But I understand. I've been working on that shit. I ain't so much as bad no more. If I got a problem with somebody, I'll tell them nowadays. But passive aggressive, the person ain't gonna tell you. Just gonna wait, and then next thing you know, a person gonna do what they always do normally, and they gonna be then walked into a minefield. Yeah, I see why it's frowned upon, but hey, anyhow, dirty weather. I'm not gone. So anyhow, country man, the lesson that I learned, man, is be careful who you offend. Be careful who you offend because you never know. And I never forgot for 12 damn years. 97, 2000, 12 years, I didn't forget how they did it. 12 years. Anyhow, man, y'all see that I haven't been doing stories as much this past like week or so. I've been dabbling with memes and all that. I gotta make time for it, but I've been dabbling with memes, man. But I'm getting good at this shit too. It's interesting. But anyhow, man, I lost 3 subscribers, by the way. I lost 3. I went from 367 to 34. So I lost 3 of y'all, man. I don't know who y'all is, but I'm bad. Other than that, man, y'all have a good day. Shout out Scott. Shout out Sad Man. Shout out Couch. And shout out Chief. Shout out TD 2900. Shout out Montana. Shout out AD. Shout out JP. Hey man, hey, it's too many of y'all to name, man. But I'm glad that y'all rock with me, and that's the most important. Because when you making these videos, it be up, down, up, down. You gotta find the motivation in everything. But y'all that keep on commenting, y'all keep it going. I don't care if this video get 50 views. I don't even care. I don't care. But I fuck with y'all. Y'all that fuck with me, I fuck with y'all. 100. Dirty way. What's happening with my subscribers, man? What's happening? See, I got this damn glare. I've been trying to position this camera and shit to get it the right way. But y'all gonna have to rock with it because let me see, that right there and that right there has to do something with my damn camera, man. These motherfucking cameramen. Anyhow, this story right here. If you can make a song about your mom or your dad, you can make a video about your mom and your dad. And I love my mom. I love mama. I love you. But this story right here, my mama don't even know this story. When I was young, I had a stealing problem. I used to be like I told you, I stole from my grandma, and she beat my ass. When I tell you my grandma set me up, Oops. And I took her last $5. Well, my mom, she used to be asleep. I used to paratrooper crawl on the ground to get to her purse on the side of her bed.
So this time in particular, I did my normal thing. I think I'm taking $1 or $5. And she used to like to keep $2 bills. Mama, I remember used to have to keep $2 bills, and I used to take them. Yes, I used to take them. Anyhow, so this particular time, I go pluck my little bill, whatever it is, and I go to the Hindu store. See, in Meadowview, they had in Meadowview in Sacramento, on Meadowview and Amherst, there's a gas station. It didn't change names hella times, but it was called, in 1980, 87, it was called American Gas. American Gas. And we called it the Hindu store for short. So anyhow, I go to the store, I get my norm. I go to get a pickle and a candy bar. When I get the pickle and the candy bar, they give me hella change. Hella change. I'm like, damn. They just keep on counting. I'm like, ooh. I meant to steal $1 bill, and now I got all these motherfucking bills, and I can't go home. If I go home with this money, my mom gonna kill me. So I thought, because I shouldn't have did it in the first motherfucking place. But anyhow, so I got all this money, so I go to school. Kids come up to me, you got money? Can I have some? I'm like, here, because I'm about to. And so when I figure, I'm looking at it like I'm getting rid of the evidence. That's what my crazy ass was thinking. I'm getting rid of the evidence. Man, when I got home, my mom must have lit into my ass so bad. My stepdad had to jump in and throw the towel, like UFC fighter, like, that's enough. Is that enough? Because when she hit me, bam, I put the extras on the bam, the extras. So I knew this was real, because that first one, she ain't never hit me that hard. I mean, she hit me, but that first one was like thunder, bam. And I was like, ooh, fire on my back. And ran up under the bed. Okay, so here's the picture. I'm under the bed in the ball. I'm thinking I'm safe, at least temporarily. You know how you could just like I was in there, and then all of a sudden I could just feel like the whatever was over me, it was just gone. I looked up and I could see the ceiling of my room. I could see the ceiling. I was under the bed at first. My mom did some extra shit. Grabbed the bed with one arm. My mom ain't wasn't that strong, but she grabbed that bed with one arm. And I'm like this. Woo! It was thunder and the lightning and the thunder came out my back. I mean, whew, I was hollering. I'm telling you, stepdad came in like this. Hey, no mas. Big time. We trying to finish. It is all over. Man, look, I never stole from my mom again. That's how that went. I ain't stole shit from my mama. Fuck that shit. She beat the fire out of me. I love you, mama. Dirty mother.
That's the word, nigga, hiding the motherfucker clutching my trigger. And I figure if I'm dying, then I'm dying with heart. If it's a movie, then I'm playing my part. From the start, I had love for my homies. And to the end, I got love for my homies.
What's happening with my subscribers, man? How y'all feeling? Guess what? Dirty didn't hit 400.
And you know what? I'm very happy. I'm very happy. There's so many shots out. The next video, I'm writing them all damn shots out to all of y'all who've been rocking with me through the good videos, the bad videos, the ups and the downs, all that. Thank y'all. So anyhow, this story right here is about, it's really the day my life changed. You know, because we hit a point in our life where we like, I'm not going for it no more. I'm not going for it no more. And when I was younger, I'm gonna do another video about, you know, what it was like for me growing up. That's another video. But this video right here is about when I was fed up. Because when I was young, I was bullied. I was in group homes, getting bullied. Man, I was bullied. We all go through changes. We all go through transitions. You know? When I was young, I was bullied. So what happened is, I don't know if y'all ever seen Full Metal Jacket. You ever seen Full Metal Jacket? Well, this is what happened. So, pretty much that's how I felt. So there's a such thing called the element of surprise. The element of surprise. Really, that's what this story should be. So one day, I'm at the movies. Back in the days in Sacramento, we had the Birdcage movies. You go see the movie for $1. Not a cent more, $1. Yeah. So I'm walking up to the movies, and one of the homies from the hood come over. He's like, man, these white dudes over here is sweating me because he was by himself. So I go over there. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, man, which one of you motherfuckers whole problem? Which one? They was like, yeah, like we really black, so they had to really like hold me back from getting on them. It was hella white boys and 3 of us. It wasn't tripping though. They was from Arden Manor skins. That's what really fucked me up, to know that it was Arden Manor skinheads in Sacramento. That was really what tripped me out. This is Citrus High School. So anyhow, man, when after that was over, that was said and done. So the next week, I'm coming to the Birdcage with my girlfriend. My girlfriend, she's cool too, but I'm with her. I ain't with nobody else but her. Man, I walk into I'm trying to get into the movie theater because I look to the left and I see a whole pack of them. So I'm like this. I'm tunnel fishing like hopefully they don't see me. If I don't look at you, you ain't gonna look at me. That type shit. But sure enough, man, I looked over. Man, that white boy jumped up like, what's up now? What's up now, nigga? What's up now? In his chest, pulled his shirt off. I was like, no. He ain't about to beat me up in front of my girlfriend. He would have beat me up. But they probably would have jumped the shit out my dog ass. I'd have been watching the movies with 2 black swollen eyes. But man, I was like, ooh. So I let it go. But I was like, if I see him again, I'm on his ass. So what you know, I'm with my boy Azariah. This is my bro. As a matter of fact, I kicked with Azariah tonight. We did the karaoke thing. And this is in 1995. What year are we in now? That's my bro. Love you. Man, so anyhow, we in juvenile hall, man. I didn't went in for stealing an undercover police car with Azariah. So we in the unit, and the motherfucking white boy, the one that did the come on out, this motherfucker come in with his partner. I'm like, oh, as soon as I said, I'm getting him. I am getting him. There's nothing you can do to stop me. That's what I told my boy. He was like, well, I said, look, he's riding with me. He was like, man, I want my commissary. When it comes. Or we got commissary on the weekends. But we worked hard because we was fuck-ups. We went from being fuck-ups to being cool. So he like, I want my commissary. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm getting our first chance. So anyhow, my plan, and then everybody in the unit, that shit spread like, I was like, man, the whole part of niggas had jokes. They was like, nigga, you're a fat mountain for sure. I was like, hell nah, you know, I'm to myself because they looked at me as a whole square. That's why the element of surprise, it changed me. So anyhow, it was like fat mountain for sure. You ain't about to do nothing. So I'm like, you know what?
I ain't even talking. I'm trained. I'm gonna get him. So, and I don't even know where this rage came from. No, man. Next to you know, he was coming back from breakfast. I told him I'm about to do it now. He was like, my God, because you know in juvenile hall you gotta walk with your hands in your pants and all that shit, thumbs interlocking, whatever they do. Man, I was like, man, I'm doing it now. He said, he whispering because you can't talk in the hallway. He's like, my commissary. I'm like, up your commissary. You gotta go. He didn't go. So anyhow, when I came into the unit, man, the two white boys were sitting in the rows because juvenile hall used to be 5 rows, like it's in front of a TV. 5 rows when you come back from breakfast, lunch, dinner, you file into the rows. And then from there, there's a program, whether you're going outside, school, or whatever, you file in the rows. So it was perfect because it was on the end 2 seats. Man, the last thing I heard was somebody saying, Fat Mouth at the show. Man, I must have talked back. Man, white boy didn't even see it coming. That's when I learned. I think that's when my life changed because the element of surprise, it is. Not only did I beat up the white boy that was whooping on me, I got on his partner too. So it was like bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Then back to you. Bing, 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 bing. Back to you. Bing, bing, bing. I was on him. Back and forth. By myself. Man, what you know, the staff came and got me though, man. They got me good too. I think my hand was able to touch the top of my hook. That's how far they had my hands behind my back because I did my thing. And after that, I don't know, it was like I became empowered. Like I know, can't nobody talk shit to me if I know the element of surprise. Or if you do talk shit, you're not going to see what's coming because of the element of surprise. That was when I learned it. I was 16 years old. But before then, it was like, you know, scatter shit, an L here, a kind of a fight here, but the element of surprise changed everything.
So, how long you been coming to this spot?
You see, I got it posted up. I got it for a minute.
It's the tarp. That's the freeway right there.
Love me about the freeway. Hearing them trucks.
That's the freeway right there. That's Walmart over there.
Right here.
But he done found a spot. Where ain't nobody gonna fuck with him.
No.
But you been coming like for years. You knew about this.
Yeah, I've been coming out here for years before they even built this Walmart. You know,
Before they built this Walmart,
they built this thing here.
Wow.
There's not be nothing on this stuff. That's what I'm telling you about this. This is how they made the income with they speed traps up. It's a bad county for this shit here, but here, Locust Grove, McDonald, goddamn Lamar County, for this strip, right there where you come off from there 1941 all the way to 475 and make it.
Yeah.
You better be careful right here. If you're holding drugs.
Yeah.
They own that shit too here, bro. They got dogs up the ass here.
Oh yeah. See,
they don't mind stopping you.
Yeah, that's why I be like, man, if you gonna smoke weed in your car, better light something, change the atmosphere, cause it ain't cool. Man, they get them dogs, they smell something, they get them dogs, they be on you.
That's what I don't like travel with them. Oh, you got them dogs out here now.
It's where Wally be. And that's Walmart. Mark, let's go to Wally. That's Wally's camp. See the tarp?
Cobb County. I stole a car out of Alabama with a 380 pistol, pocketbook. Got all that. I'm coming down and got them interstate, and I'm on Federal Road. You know, I get caught with this shit here. This is bear market. Get over here. Now, pocketbook got a goddamn billfold full of credit cards in it. So I'm getting the stores on the way. in the gas, find me some boots, all kinds of damn shit. They got these damn stores. Got on down the road here. And, so I went to a mall, gonna buy old boy television. So bought the television. By that time, the drove car and got all work since all the cars in now. So I'm fucked up. You know, doing this shit back then. So didn't point so they're picking up over there. So I start over there now. Two motherfuckers tackling. Now, downstairs in a video room where they seeing every goddamn thing in that mall now. Now I'm handcuffed to the thing. Got the keys right there.
They got the keys right there.
I reached over. I done it. When I'm drunk as fuck and fucked up, when as soon as I open that door, the motherfucker turned around. I'm trying to get up the stairs. They tackle my ass. I'm kicking them off of me, trying to get that way. But anyhow, goes on like this right here. Now I'm in jail. I fucking checked next morning. This right here, this ain't your name. That's my name. I've been here. Well, that ID you want. That's my bus pass too. No, you are doing what you're doing. No, I can't believe it. Man, I said, I don't need to talk to you. Get to turn you in here. Somebody. I'm there with this right now. So anyhow, I'll go to court.
How many days you been in?
I've been there about 10 days now.
10 days?
They called me out one time, tried to talk to me. I wouldn't talk to him. So I went back. So about 10 days, I get to court. Great. They tell me $3,000 bond, attempted fraud, on the card, or fraud, or whatever. So I got some money on mine. $3,000 bond. So y'all know, I ain't never been in trouble with it. Got an ID, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
ID ain't showing nothing. So I got an ID. So he said, well, we'll see pre-trial. Come see you.
Yeah.
So they come see me. I gave them the information. I called my dad. Said, that man, they call. You tell them get right here. You know. Showed up. Motherfucker about 9 o'clock at night. Pack it up. Pack it up.
Pack it up.
Pack it up. Huh. I go up there. Almost like my real name. I got that ID, man. Anyhow, I'm on federal program. I'm breaking them. You know, fingerprints ain't seen. Now, this is in the day, bro, where they're doing another kind of fingerprint. Now, there's some of the entertainers and they're coming back now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Harder to get by with this now. The best thing is not go to jail.
Yeah.
Not go to jail. Man.
So you was on federal parole, so they automatically gonna get you if they see you and your name pop up.
Where I go after that incident, them some bitch was 5 minutes behind me now. U.S. Marshal, that's all they do, bro. They hunt motherfuckers. They work for the court.
Yeah.
They actually ask now.
Yeah.
They gonna fool them motherfuckers. They still looking for them some bitches that escaped from Alcatraz 1962.
Damn, so they gonna keep on looking for you.
Don't fuck with these people there. Stay away from that federal now. Anyhow, oh boy, man. Finally get caught. He comes to the range. I know this wasn't him. This that one. I'm struggling for a while. We ain't trying to get all that right now. We trying to get this motherfucker violation out here. You got any proof he stole the car? No. You got any proof he done it? Well, no. Well, we don't need to hear no more of this. Give me a 5-year goddamn violation here.
Damn.
You talking about you get 5 years for doing a crime? This is a federal
5-year violation.
5 goddamn years.
Wow. Wait a minute. So just you mess up, like our violations in California was like, they like up to a year. So out here, a violation is 5 years federal.
Back in the day, like 5 year hit.
Yeah, shit.
With them, with parole board, that's all 85%.
Okay.
You know,
What's up, man? It's me and Legend of Walmart, man. We done hit the road.
yes, we own it now.
We done hit the road, man.
And I'm about it. Goddamn it, we're about it. Oh.
Man, so the update is Danny, aka Walmart, decided he wasn't going out like that. Found some people that loved him, and we taking him there. We taking them there. We in Florida. No, we still in Georgia. We got a ways to go.
About 200 miles, about 150 miles of water. They can get that, though. They can get this shit straight now, baby. But we're going to be on the roll again now. I've been across the country. I'm about it, man.
It's called going in deep. Going in deep. How much time you got to do?
About 45 days. It ain't
45 days.
girl called me the other day. I've been knowing her 8-something years. She's 8. Then you done 100 goddamn years. Goddamn it, get your ass back here and get this done.
That's what dirty to me.
You already know how the people love me down there.
Yeah.
I was a small ass town, but everybody knows.
And it's funny how I found the guy because all he gave me was a name. I had to do some digging, but I found him full quick. Boom, bing. Next thing you know, Walmart all of a sudden has people that care for him, and that's where we taking him.
That's all they know me about, baby. That's what Walmart. He probably don't want to know my real name. I'm telling you, Walmart. I'm not out here giving you my goddamn name. Nothing about me. But he knows,
Walmart.
Everybody.
The legend of Walmart.
Yeah.
Continue. How many stops like this along the way to Live Oak you got? Just along the interstate?
3 or 4 more.
3 or 4 just camps along the way?
I got this. I told you, I'll walk out some station. I'm going to get
So basically, like you travel and then you stop at all these spots and then you go fly the sign and get that money and then you move on.
Yeah, now I walk that Walmart parking lot. You know how I do. What time I get? 4 o'clock in the morning.
Man, these ants is ruthless.
What, ant?
Yeah, it's ruthless.
Let's get over here. But anyhow, don't worry about the man. Look at scar on my feet. Don't worry.
Man, shit, I'm from the city, man. We don't. There ain't a place in Georgia. There ain't a place.
I walk this goddamn Walmart parking lot every morning. And I already told you a scenario about that. But the thing is I just see it stranded. I make $400 goddamn dollars in 3 hours on one route. Wow, 400. Now this man see me there.
Flying the sign?
I'm making the money.
That's
I'm
more
making it right here.
than
I'm gonna make some money right here.
$400 in 3 hours?
3 hours.
I need another job.
I made it. Money's out here.
What do your signs say?
Anything else, baby.
Anything else?
Some folks ain't gonna give you but 50 cents, or they gonna give you a goddamn bag of tape, but it don't matter. Let me tell you something. Always consider this right here. I'm telling you, from 40-something years on the goddamn road, whatever, the heart's in the right place.
That's right. That's right.
I just left right here where we left at. I just went in there and told them, man, 2 girls, man, 2 sisters that work in there, your heart's very good and very pure. But this motherfucker right there, you're working with a demon. So be careful now. Be careful you ask them. Get you now. Also.
That's right. What's happening with all my subscribers, man? What is happening with the Dirty Nation? What's going on? So check this out. I was looking through the comments, right? Because now I'm getting so many comments that, like, it'd be hard to respond to all of them. I used to be able to be on it, but now it's getting kind of hard. So this comment was in regards to the white boy named Dewey and the nigga that recorded that shit. And you know what? I went through a period of kicking myself in the ass because I know I could have made a better decision. So this is really about listening to your gut. It's this story right here, man. This is about Judas. So anyhow, it was a regular ass. Remember I told you I went to work. All of a sudden, all the police is looking at the phone, talking about the dude that got thrown over the tier, right? So now we got yard. This is the first yard since that didn't happen. And Judas, this nigga, first of all, let's go back. When Judas first hit the yard, it was already an issue about him anyway, about him supposedly running other in the county jail. So the end result was like, well, if you with the SAT car, then you did that. Either you gonna catch this fade or you about to run this track till you can't no more. So that's what happened. He ended up running the track. So now he done been DP'd by us. So now he's part of the SAT car. So now this thing happened where the white boy get thrown over the tier. And that was the first pass. So now the white boy get thrown over the tier, and this motherfucker done recorded it. Now, off top, man, the white boys ain't gonna tell us what to do to our people. They just not about to dictate that. But there's a such thing as right and wrong is wrong. And he was probably one of the first ones that really, like, in California that I could think of, that really, like, recorded a true to life felony on the phone. And that shit went viral overnight. He was like the first one I had ever seen. So I wasn't sure how to deal with the situation, but the white boys had a point. That was a felony that was recorded, and therefore, I mean, that's going to be using evidence in court. I was like, damn, you got a point, but I just can't stand. I wasn't about to go for no white boys telling us what to do to our homie, though. It just is not going down like that. You can request, but your request might not get granted. We deal with our own how we deal with our own. So, as a result of that, man, we actually did not do nothing to him because we looked at it from we all the homies got together. We looked at all the different perspectives. And it was like, at the end of the day, we're not touching our folks for no white boy. So that was the second pass. So the third pass came when one day I'm in the cell. I decided to not go outside so I could stay in and play with my little weenie with the little phone. So all of a sudden, when the homies come in from the yard, they like, blood. They like, this nigga is running other. The Asians came and got at us and said he fucked with them. I was like, hell no. Fuck that. That's not how it go. We didn't DP'd you. So now you're part of the car. But now you trying to switch up and go other? Hell no. Well, so it was two of us that had the yard. So the homie was like, man, fuck that nigga. Let him have him. But I'm like, but that's why you have more than one head. I was like, man, fuck that shit. You get beat in. You got to get beat up out that motherfucker. He got to get checked out. So that means, so he got to get beat. Then you can go with them Asians. But nah, hell no. We didn't went to bat for you. We didn't save you from the white boys. And the other car wasn't that strong. So therefore, the white boys would have probably fed on them because they was having issues with them anyway. And it was some blacks that was having their back and some wasn't. But at the end of the day, the white boys would have fed on them Asians if Judas would have been part of that car. But instead, we gave him a pass. So now he's doing this. I'm not letting it go. I am not letting it go. I am trying to wiggle up to his tier. He didn't move. The Asian's having his back, but the Asian said this: if that's your terms that he got to get beat up, then he can come with y'all. Then that's the terms, and we can do that. So they gave me the green light, man. It was like 2 different times I was trying to slide up there to get to his cell. So guess what happened? On the day before the yard that we was gonna go out because he was not coming to the yard. The day before the yard though, I think he was gonna come to this yard for whatever reason. He was gonna get his issue. What you know, karma or fate stepped in, and they gave me my Transpac bags, and I was up out of Tracy the very next morning. That motherfucker escaped. So the thing is, like, listen to your gut, man. Listen to your gut. It took 3 times. 3 times. And then in the end, he turned on us and went with the other car. The other car. He was spineless from the beginning. And you find somebody like that in your car or in your surroundings, man, just beware. 30 weather. Go.
They say that when I paint the picture, it be like good poetry. I recite what I was taught by dudes way before me. Cutthroat dudes having cutthroat offsprings. Looking in the mirror.